damn thing change. You put it on the world, can't take the blame. Why take the blame when you could put it off? Abusing this grace like I don't know right from wrong. I know right from wrong. If you see me coming, well, you better step back like a runaway train on a broken track. 26 years of running so hard, breaking my back, and Lord, it's breaking my heart. Said it's breaking my heart. Yeah, I got the world in my hand, but I can't get a grip. Every time I get ahead, Lord, it seems to slip. One of these days I'm gonna hit my stride, 1 foot in the ground, but I'm coming alive. Upside down, and it's all gone when I turn it around, and I wish I may, I wish I might, Lord, I know that I'll catch it someday. I'm gonna catch it someday. Yeah, I got the world in my hand, but I can't get a grip. Every time I get ahead, Lord, it seems to slip. One of these days I'm gonna hit my stride, 1 foot in the ground, but I'm coming alive. Yeah, I got the world in my hand, but I can't get a grip. Every time I get ahead, Lord, I seem to slip. One of these days I'm gonna hit my stride, 1 foot in the ground, but I'm coming alive.
Episode 100 of the Shopping Cart Mafia podcast. So how badass is that?
It just makes us.
Can we get some applause from the crowd?
Oh, it's so nice of them.
Come on. Thank you, guys.
Nice
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's 700 people in Studio Creative.
Maybe more.
And this is the first one that's ever been video recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did go
It's
Facebook
live, not
Live
live.
one time.
That's right.
How'd that go?
We did that.
I don't know that it went well. We were there. We recorded
I
it.
guarantee you, some people probably just.
it's
That
really
was at
confusing.
was that at Annex or where was that?
No, that was we did it
just
at my house.
Video or
So
audio.
at Annex, we did something. So I don't remember what episode that was, but Gerald and I did a live episode. I say live. We recorded it at Annex, and I was super worried about the audio content, like how it was going to be.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. But I will say, props to my dude Nathan Holiday. He hooked me up with a couple of Rode mics, and I will tell you this.
And then you had to buy some.
I did have to buy
After
some.
that was actually
Rode
that trip
or
that you're like,
Rode?
dude, I gotta have these.
Yeah, thanks to my girlfriend, she hooked me up with some Rode mics for my 41st birthday. God, I'm
So nice.
So anyway, the cool thing about those Rode mics, these mics right here that we have, so these Rode microphones are. Nathan made me spend a lot of money, dude, and this is one thing I'm going to hate
Made
this guy
you
for
or
a
made
long
her?
time. No, made me. I bought the Rodecaster Pro 2, which is the audio interface. I can't even tell you. This thing is, it's way better than what I need for a podcast. But what I will tell you is, this thing is dope. Because I always use like the little red Scarlett, like I think 18i8 or 18i4 or whatever, which is what Bo and I used to record on when it first went live. But I'm telling you right now, the Rodecaster Pro 2, Gerald, we used that for Trent Johnson's episode. That was the first time I'd ever actually taken it somewhere and not
Man, that was a
recorded
cool
with.
episode too.
Yeah, and I didn't record with my laptop like we usually do, which is wild. I didn't like not seeing that feed come in because you can see all the waveforms come in. You kind of know your levels where you're at.
So are you like moonlighting it clubs and stuff is DJ
I
Rich
do-
Rich.
Yeah.
Like, can you
DJ
do the country
Jazzy
mix-ups?
Dick.
DJ Jazzy Dick on the ones and twos.
I don't know that I wanted to roll with that.
It sounds like
I think we need to do.
What's the-
It's real easy to get a nickname with
What's
you
the
guys.
name that your alias that you go by?
Tommy Johnson.
DJ Tommy Johnson
DJ
on the
Tommy
ones and
Johnson.
twos.
Dude,
Tommy
I don't know if
Johnson.
you guys know a lot
There's
about
another
Tommy
one, too.
Johnson.
I think that
Buck Chuggins?
Buck Chuggins,
dude.
yo,
Here's
DJ
the deal.
Buck
I will
Chuggins,
tell you
DJ
the problem I have with
BK.
Buck Chuggins is, and it's like you've heard of that small town famous thing, and it's going to sound super douchey when I say that. It's not.
Yeah,
you know,
go
it's
on.
not- no, it's- yeah, go on.
Tell us
douchebag.
how cool you are,
Keep
Rick.
telling, pat your own back. No, what I don't like is you guys know me. I've known all of you guys for a long time, but the problem I have is I run on high anxiety, and I don't like if I'm at Walmart and someone like we were at I can't remember what it was I don't remember what concert it was. It was the Elks Rodeo. After the Elks Rodeo, we were at the dance, and people were like, "Hey, Buck Chuggins," and I wanted to crawl into a freaking hole.
That's the worst stuff ever.
I didn't like it. I did not like it at all because I didn't like. It's fine if you say, "Hey, Richard, you do real estate." I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's me." But when you're like Buck Chuggins, like I'm a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Dude,
don't want
I had
somebody
people
like-
come up to me at the dance. Hey, you're Richard, buddy, right? Not really.
He's my buddy.
I just kind of hang out with him every now and again. I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah. Anyway,
Is that
whatever,
like
dude.
introverted extrovert or something?
There's something to it. I don't.
He's
I always
always
had that deal like when I first started playing music. It's like I'd go when we'd play at the bar and never got really that nervous. Just go play music, go home the next day, want to lock myself in my bedroom and not leave.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
didn't want to talk to anybody, didn't want anybody
Yeah.
to make comments to
Like,
me about
had
it.
anxiety
It's just like,
almost.
yeah, it's like, like hangover anxiety probably.
yeah,
Or,
yeah.
yeah.
You remember that
Introvert,
one
extrovert,
time? You
probably.
remember that one time, Bo, that you played at Roosters and we all got COVID that night?
Yeah, that was the super spreader.
That was a super dude. That
Dude, I was there and did not get
Yeah,
it.
same.
I will tell
I
you
was there
this.
as well and didn't get COVID.
I didn't know you then.
yeah, I was.
Here's
I
what
was
I will
broke
tell
down in the
you
back.
about this super spreader event is I made a Facebook post that day. I made it. I went to Mematic and I was all funny and cool, and I made this meme that said that COVID has rules and that you can't get it past 11 o'clock. You can only get it before 11 o'clock or past 11 o'clock. So they shut Panhandle Dirt down at Roosters that night. I think it was Roosters, or was it
No.
What?
Risky River at the time?
Whiskey River.
I think
I think
it was
Risky
Whiskey
River.
I think it was Risky
No,
River.
It was a risky river to
Was it
go
risky?
down.
The Risky River Bar.
So
at that point,
we went. So they shut. You guys started at 9. They
it
shut
was
them
like
down
the
at 11.
first weekend Woodward opened back
Yeah,
up, and
exactly.
there was every bit
It
of
was
225 people. And
Yeah.
like,
It was the
the fire
funny thing
marshal
was
shows up, they're shutting it down.
at
That was
11
the first
o'clock.
night.
At 11 o'clock, lights come on like it's 1, or like it's 2, but really like it's 1:30 when they shut you down. But lights come on, they kick us all out. Dude, this chick, the bartender, was mean as hell to me,
Mm-hmm.
dude. She's like, "You need to get the hell out." I was like, "I'm with the band." She's like, "I don't give two shits." I was like, so I had to get Dylan. I'm like, "Hey, Dylan, will you tell her?"
You were the band, like
I was a groupie,
You were a
yeah.
groupie.
Yeah.
There was some stuff I had to do to like be part of that.
That's all right.
And I'm not
Happens.
I'm not happy about it.
No, it just
but no, for real though. The cool thing is after, so we go hang out in the lobby. It's 11 o'clock. We hang out for a little bit. We go hang out in the lobby.
1:30.
1:30 came quick, but none of us knew that was our last night COVID free until,
Karma has a way of finding
and
everybody.
it did. It found us. I think I got home at 4 o'clock from, you guys stayed the night, and that would have been the smart thing to do. But anyway, it was the next week. All of us had COVID.
not
There was-
this guy. I left early.
Yeah, but you didn't hang out. with the
That's
cool
because-
I was being responsible, unlike some others.
The
Yeah.
ultimate vaccine is Marlboro Lights and Bud Light, basically.
It's worked
copious
out
amounts
great.
of carcinogens and alcohol.
No,
Copious
you
amount.
switch from Marlboro Lights and Bud Light to Diesel and Reds.
There you
When
go.
that's the
Cowboy,
vaccine.
straight
I do
cowboy.
remember, though,
Diesels.
Yeah,
when I
you
got
just walk
COVID,
around on Marlboro Lights and Bud
Absolutely.
Light. You
The
switch.
king.
You switch to
Yeah.
Reds and Diesel
Diesels.
when you're trying to fight something else.
Absolutely.
You know.
Got to get a little bit
I
of
do
carbs in
remember
there.
though having like I was taking ivermectin at the house. I think we were both taking
Snorting
ivermectin, and yeah, you had to like off of a key. But no, we had to. We were
Did a
shooting
little colon
ivermectin.
rolling.
We're just doing
and,
pour-ons down each other's back.
Yeah.
Well, it was weird though when you was like, "Richard, get in the chute," and I was like, "I don't know, man, this is weird."
It's called colon rolling, all right?
Didn't
We're
have
going to
no
be
flies
okay.
I didn't know if there was a brand coming next or what. But anyway, all I know is Bo hit me with the spray. I was good. He got in the chute. He said it's the only way he knew how to do it.
Just like
so.
butt
Did you
up
get a
in the
shot?
Yeah.
Did you get a shot? Maybe your junk like ripped out at the same
No,
time?
It's just
He
a
got
straight
brake
up
checked,
pour on.
for sure.
The ivermectin's just a little shoot it with the gun. And you're
No, I
good.
know, but I figured while he's in the chute, maybe get your junk tied
I didn't get
up.
warmed. No, I didn't get warmed.
Pyramid
enough.
five.
Dude, I will tell you this. I worked calves with Bo half a dozen times or so. And I always remember, I'll never forget this. Terry would always come out. And it was the funniest thing because Bo's been doing this his whole life. Terry's been doing it his whole life. But Terry would come out there and boss us around, right? Bodie knew what he was doing, but Terry'd be out there.
Terry, your dad?
Terry would be out there just to boss us around. And it was it'd be me, Jamie, Bo, Jamie's dad sometimes when we had Cody Gilchrist one time.
Right.
And
that's
Bear.
a
Bear
shitty
was
group.
always there.
Dane was there.
Yeah, Dane did help too, but we always had so much fun. But Terry'd come out there and he'd just be that grumpy old man telling Bodie what he thought. And Terry'd walk off and we'd just continue on with what we were doing. But I watched Bo I watched Bo band a lot of little bulls, and man, the life of a bull can be rough. They'll beller a little bit, and then we let out a Charlet,
Yeah.
and that little bitch she hated my guts. For
There's
a little
video
bit.
somewhere.
Yeah, she
There's video somewhere.
she
We'll
ran
put
me
that
across
thing up.
the she ran me across the pins a couple of times, dude. White boys can jump.
Yeah. Come to find out.
You
When
have
chased.
a Charlet after you. I don't know what it is about them.
They're
It's
angry.
just you being scared of them.
No,
No, they're angry. They're
They're
mad.
all
You should have just stood your
Yeah.
ground. pussy.
dude. Good call. Stand your ground. Yeah, whatever.
I wish you would have.
Hey, so welcome to episode 100 of the Shopping Cart Mafia podcast, man. Hey, dude, I appreciate y'all being here.
It's awesome.
Thanks
the-
for the invite.
Yep.
The
How
people
about
that
that,
are on
Ryan?
this podcast meant something to me. You guys have all been a part of it. Blake, you almost got me fired. Gerald, you've been one of my best friends for 20 years. Austin, we met a few years ago through the gym and just car shit. And then Bo's been my boy for a long time. And Bo, we started, you were there from the beginning of the podcast.
Yep.
And I will tell you, my dude Kent Waddell actually hit me today and he said, you know what you ought to do? You ought to open episode 100 with, a couple of minutes of your very first episode of your very first podcast. Dude, I listened to it tonight and holy shit.
It's like,
do it.
did you like record it in your
Was
garage?
you like yes,
on a
or was you like
Walkman?
no?
Was it
was
bad?
no, it was terrible. It's the fucking cringiest thing ever. So I'm listening to it. I was like, hey guys, I'm Richard Harris.
Was it just you?
Hold on, it sounded exactly the same as
Yeah.
episode 100.
Yeah,
So
nothing's
nothing's
changed.
changed. Yeah, it's
Hey,
super.
what's it take to get a drink around here?
You just got to
Pretty much
summon.
the same thing.
You got to do the
You just
caw.
got to summon. I don't know if that's.
That's probably not
apparently that's
kosher.
what we did. So we're gonna caw to summon.
I don't know if maybe we should do it anymore though.
No. Once,
I don't know,
once,
man.
is,
She-
once is enough.
I mean,
I
just
think.
a like.
So what I will say is the first episode was. Let me see here in my notes. It was March 3rd of 2019 was the very first episode of the Shopping Cart Mafia podcast, and it was called Title Track Kids. And I thought I was cool as shit. It's 2024 and nothing's changed. I'm still the
Like you
coolest
still
person
think
I
you're
know.
cool as shit?
Yeah. No, but I listened to about 20 minutes of that episode on the way here. And when I say I listened to 20 minutes of that episode on the way here, that was the whole episode.
Were you just
right?
gritting your teeth the whole time?
It was pretty cringy, dude.
I need to go back and listen
Yeah.
to
Don't.
it. I don't.
So here's the thing: is I had a new, I had a podcast host, and then I switched podcast hosts. Well, I wasn't smart enough to understand that I didn't have to
don't
do it
know
the way I did. So there's only one episode out there with Shopping Cart Mafia, and it's this goofy ass picture of me going. And then the next one is now just the shopping cart.
Sure.
So there's episode 2 through 100 that's out there, but the first one was really. It was trash, dude.
Was the photo pre or post Invisalign?
It was
Oh, it was way pre.
But I will say,
Dude,
I've
that
kind
gap
of let
is so
that.
Field
big.
goal.
He could fit the microphone in between his gap.
Eat corn
Yeah,
cob
that's
through
how
a
he
picket
held the
fence.
mic.
This is not,
Actually.
this is not how I envisioned this to go.
And we're done.
You guys know that I'm the boss, right? That I
You're fired. You're all fired.
You're the one that got fired though, not us.
I didn't get fired.
You know
They
what?
can
I
fire
was,
us though, I guess, but
I
we don't
was
get paid.
surprised that.
Tell us what you were surprised about, Gerald.
Well, Tommy
curious.
Johnson, the last 20 years
Yeah,
since I met you, Tommy Johnson's been a big part of our life.
yeah. Tommy J.
And the guy was the biggest douche ever. I mean, I'd be trying to sell something down at on 22nd Oklahoma or whatever, and Tommy Johnson would call me and say, hey, I think one of them was like a scout. He's like, hey, you got like a Ford Bronco down there with, I mean, it was just off the wall. What
That sounds nothing like Tommy Johnson, dude.
Well, I can't, obviously I can't do it.
Yeah,
but,
no, I know. We know.
But I'm mad at myself for not saving all those
Voicemails.
voicemails.
I still have every one of them.
Dude, there was a million of them that I would get.
I
And
left one at
didn't save
Persimmon
any.
Creek today because they didn't answer the phone.
Yeah,
So
well,
they'll have
I
them.
feel bad because I think it'd be funny to play one of those.
Dude, do
But
you realize?
I have so many.
Do you realize though? The Tommy Johnson shit.
It's funnier than Buck Chuggins.
Yeah,
by
Tommy
far.
Johnson's hilarious.
I know, but Tommy, you're borderline causing some issues there, right? But here's
yeah.
the issue. Here's the thing
talking
with
about
Tommy
fun.
Johnson though. I recorded this is the biggest douchebag thing I'm going to say tonight. I mean, there's
Doubt
There's going to be a lot of it.
there's
guarantee
more.
you there's more.
There's more to come. But I did a whole ass episode interviewing Tommy Johnson of me in my fucking kitchen when I lived on on Taylor, and it was me, Richard Harris, interviewing Tommy Johnson and switching back and forth.
How many
And
times
it
did
was-
you get confused?
None. I didn't get confused any. It was the easiest thing to do, but it was. I haven't listened to that episode in a while, dude. But that's what we should do on the way home. We should all listen to the Tommy Johnson. It's pretty cringy, dude.
I feel like I have
remember that.
conversations with myself like that all the time.
The Dahmer glasses are
I
making
ask myself
sense now.
questions and then turn around and answer the question in my own head and be like, yeah,
Psychopathic
that's a great
tendencies,
idea.
or you talk to yourself generally.
Yeah, you're right.
We're all kind of crazy.
Reinforcing
the
your
same thing.
terrible ideas.
Do you, hold on.
Reinforcing terrible. ideas.
Everyone has, like, we all agree. I say we all agree. Does everyone have an internal monologue? You're like, so
Oh my
let's.
gosh!
Yeah.
They say that like 22% of people don't have an internal
How do you not
monologue.
have like?
So what do they do?
I
don't
might.
know.
Aimlessly float through life.
I think that's probably the same 22 people that are like under 35 IQ score probably.
Yeah, but you're talking about talking to yourself, right?
Well,
I'm
Richard talks
always
to himself.
talking like,
Internally,
it's always,
Yeah, no, I don't. But
Dude, 34 IQ right there.
yeah.
That's
the only thing
exactly
that's
what-
weird about me is I will think of things that like a measurement within like a 16th of an inch or whatever at night while I'm sleeping. I'll wake up like, oh, boom.
That's what it was.
I got it, yeah.
Yeah,
do
but
that
what's
too.
it matter
You're a welder.
within a 16th of an inch?
it makes sense.
It does on steel.
Because you fucked it up during the daytime.
No.
and you got it right at
no,
night.
I saved it
always
just in
like
case
3:30 in the
something
morning,
came up
too,
at
I
night.
bet.
Yeah, I'm
Eyes
just
wide
saying,
open.
like you don't
Like
have
the
an
witching
internal.
hours.
So you're driving
right.
down the road and you're not talking to yourself in your head.
Not at all.
Wow.
What do? You
Blank.
Just aimlessly just.
It's
He just
blank.
No,
He just
I've got the radio cranked up because I don't listen to
It
anything else
doesn't
with the
matter.
radio.
You
Nickelback
still
loud
have-
as it can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah,
I might be singing
never
to it.
made it as a wise
That's
man.
it.
driver window down halfway.
Yeah,
no
I can
fresh.
pull-
Ripping
lit.
cigs.
Just ripping them.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to. Might as well
Hard
be
box
me.
Marby Reds or no?
Lights,
Lights,
Ooh,
babe.
100s and a
Well,
box.
he's
shorts.
bro. He's
Those are,
he's
those
a
are for ladies.
He's a class of '95 model, Blake. He's
He
got to
used to
go
rip
on
soft
the
A
packs.
what?
class of 1995. Girls got
Class
to
of
go.
95.
I might be a little bit older than you guys, but I
My dad
you
was
look
class
at-
of 84.
yeah, well,
You
I'm
could
a
be
lot
Blake's
cooler than
dad.
your freaking dad. I can tell you that.
Gee, you could be my dad probably.
I probably could be, honestly.
I mean,
I got
My
around a
mind's
little bit.
spun
back
right
then.
now.
that'd be weird.
That would be weird. You
I mean,
guys,
you
You
are.
brought me to the 100th episode for this.
I'm sorry, dude.
Gerald,
I don't know. You do kind of
you
look
are
like me.
not the father.
We're spitting images.
Was your mom
Is
hot?
this a Maury Povich
Can
episode?
we get an applause, please?
But I don't, that gold chain is definitely not me, though.
Oh, it's so cool though.
Dude, I wanted
I'm
to do a
jealous
gold
of it.
chain, but I wanted to do a white gold chain.
Yeah, but then you'd
'Cause I
be
don't know
gay
if-
if you've got one of those.
I don't know that. I don't
Nothing wrong
know
with the gold chain.
No,
Oh, my gosh.
I think you look good.
what's right with a gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's true.
So you think
So
somebody
that's why.
my age would have some bling, and I just think it's gay as hell.
I'm
Should
just.
have some.
I'm surprised you don't
to
have
go
a
with
pinky
your
ring,
Brooks
Gerald, with like
shoes.
selling
Yeah.
trailers and containers. Now you're gonna have a pinky ring soon. I'm sure. It's,
He
it's
should have a
inevitable.
pinky ring.
You should, yeah.
Get you a good pinky ring, a gold pinky ring.
Okay,
too.
so hey, listen, I'm gonna introduce you guys since you guys. It's
thought you already
already.
did.
Oh,
no,
wow, we've
I
been
haven't
here for 30
introduced you guys. It's
minutes.
already a freaking shit show. So we got my boy Austin.
we do it
Swimmy-
tonight. We forget it every time.
Swanson Swammy.
It's on the It's on the case.
Helm.
Sam's Helm.
Austin Helm.
That's me.
We got my brother from another mother, Mr. Bowdy Peach. What's up, dude?
Hey, Richie. How are you, bud?
I'm well. So Bo and I go way back to Moreland school days.
Sure.
Your brother and I were in the same grade. I actually we rekindled our love, or started our love, in like 2013-ish
Yeah.
at Peak Fitness
Peak
at the
Fitness.
gym.
So it's like,
I thought we'd be bigger by now.
Hey,
no, I mean,
You guys are
I
beautiful.
don't think it's in my future.
It does take. People think though physiques they don't happen overnight, and I'll just leave it at that.
they didn't build the pyramids overnight.
They can.
Thanks,
happen.
Maybe they did. We don't really know.
We don't know.
We don't have any idea. They
Yeah,
might have.
we
That's a whole
don't
different
know.
podcast, though.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
I think if we took a bunch of mushrooms, we could probably get into that.
Hey, we need to get into the mushroom talk.
You do want to
Because
talk mushrooms?
Yes.
Dude, I
And
accidentally had a candy bar that was a mushroom, didn't even know it.
Was it
Did
fun?
you love it?
We'll get into the mushrooms here in a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Not good.
Wow, Gerald.
It happened.
We didn't know that Jared was a hard drug addict
Where'd you
over
get it?
here.
Was it like a Snickers? Did you eat it upside down so you feel the veins on your tongue?
Oh my god. Let's roll on for a
I'm not like you, Blake. Come on.
Oh my god. Okay, so moving on, we got my boy Blake Cottrell. He's a fish cop. Blake, what is a fish cop? What exactly?
It's just
He's there to ruin a good time. Is
Yeah.
What he's there for.
He's there for people
He's got
that
a
like
job.
to fish without a license.
Yeah.
Is that
pretty much. Yeah.
what else? What else?
Just
do-
enforce wildlife laws.
Okay.
Keep
So
people safe on boat docks.
He does a lot of educational.
Yeah. Okay, we're rolling on from the boat dock talk.
Oh, okay.
All right, Gerald Newby, my dude, my pal for 20 plus years.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Moved in next to you in December of 2003, and shit's been going downhill since. Like, my life was on a track that
Well,
was
it
going
started
well.
out wrong from the get go. I mean, screwing with each other all those years, and especially back then in the early years.
Yeah.
And then it somehow became like a lifelong friendship that you hate, but love at the same time. I don't know what you call that.
You love to hate it.
It's a
man.
love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly what you call it.
Yeah.
Austin. Way to go.
I think it's called marriage.
Feels like it.
If you're interested, we could probably.
There's some tax benefits.
It's 2024, dude. We could link up.
There you go.
Oh,
You guys are both single.
You're talking about you and I. No, I don't think that's going to work out for my schedule. I'm pretty busy.
Moving on from that. So anyway, hey, thank you guys so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Blake, I know you had to come from Enid.
In 90-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah.
Dude,
Gale force winds.
Welcome to Northwest Oklahoma.
When you
90
charge your
degrees.
fuel bill to him.
94 whenever.
I
Well,
should.
The end of
Trick's a little
October.
dramatic. But
Dude, I got home.
Terrible.
it is awful.
You guys know that badass shop I built that doesn't leak water or
It's
anything?
awesome. Dude,
Okay.
it's better
so
than my
that
shop.
I pulled up today, and I will be honest with you guys, I was on my phone, and I run over something, and it crunches. I'm like,
It was your
I
dog.
pulled under my carport. No, I didn't know what the hell it was. I actually thought it was like the dog's water bowl or something. I pull up and I run over something, and I'm like, what was that? So I get out and I walk around the side of my truck, and one of my lights, I got these 8-foot LED strips underneath. Well, you've seen it. You guys have all seen it. I got these 8-foot LED strips underneath my patio. One of them had fell off, and the wires ripped off of the J box, and they're just there exposed. But I ran over that 8-foot LED. I'm like, how the hell is the wind so bad that it blows them off? And it did. It blew one of those lights
Maybe your
off.
whole building's shaking that bad.
And
You have insurance, right?
Yeah, I have insurance.
Hopefully it just
man.
falls over.
Yeah. Speaking of insurance,
over.
I want to give a shout out to Ball Insurance Agency out of Vici, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
They are an episode sponsor. Well played, Austin, with insurance. Shannon, I'm going to have a claim on Monday for an $8 light, so just plan on it. So anyway,
$4,000 deductible.
I know I got a $1,000 deductible.
Yeah.
Not a big
Yeah.
deal.
We're gonna put that.
I
towards
think
the
it's
next
time to
one,
get a
so-
claim in. Yeah, we'll get it going. So anyway, shout out to Ball Insurance Agency out of Vici, Oklahoma. Who the hell has a business in Vici, Oklahoma,
Vici,
though?
Oklahoma.
Vicky? Is that what?
Vicky.
I've been saying it
Yeah.
wrong these whole years. Have you ever heard
Gary
them on
England.
the news channel say it wrong?
Oh yeah, Gary, the Gary England drinking game. That was.
But Gary
that was
England
like
always said it right because Gary grew up in
he's
Sealing.
from that area.
So he kind of knew. But anyway, so Shannon Ball Insurance Agency, awesome sponsor of episode 100 of the podcast. So thanks to them. So if you need insurance, man, give them a holler. I will have that linked in the episode
Links in the bio.
Okay, so let's roll on to
Official business.
official business, if you will. So, who's doing Halloween? Like, Blake, you've got young kids.
Yeah.
I think
We
it
do
might be
Halloween.
Nova's last year.
And then, Bo, you've got, so Bear's, what's Bear? 12,
He'll be
13?
14 the 11th.
He's probably not going to do some.
Oh, he'll be
He'll do
doing
stuff with his
Halloween. He'll
boys,
go
I'm
out on his
sure.
own.
Oh yeah, they'll go out. They'll go around.
They'll tear some
I
shit
think
up.
they're doing hide from the cops this year,
love it.
which is an awesome thing.
I
that,
love it.
That our
Bo,
wonderful
go ahead.
Moreland
Hey,
Police Department does.
If you don't mind, go ahead and talk
right.
about that because I think
Oh,
that's
it's a real
cool
thing?
ass
That is
deal.
very cool.
Yeah, it's hide and go seek from the cops. It's in Moreland, Oklahoma. The kids sign up for it. Kind of keeps the kids from doing ornery stuff like we used to do back in the day with eggs and stuff like that. Instead, they just run around, hide from the cops.
That's awesome.
And our great police force there at Moreland chases them down and hunts them. And
And if you get caught, you're
You
like,
get caught, you're out.
arrested.
Yeah.
You're-
Yeah.
Dude, I used to do the same thing when I was
we
a
did the
kid.
same thing, except we did it illegal, and the cops didn't know we were playing a
Yeah,
game.
Yeah, we never signed up before.
Yeah, different
exactly. Get on the
consequences back then.
ground.
No one knew it was a game.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So Moreland's
very
done
cool.
that.
So cool.
I think this is their third
yeah,
year, maybe.
I think it is third year that they've
So
done it. Yeah.
I will say that's one of the coolest things, and they've got a little bit of notoriety from that. But the cool thing is, you're right, it keeps you from your kids from being out doing shithead stuff. But can you imagine the adrenaline rush from that? You're probably still going to get a little bit.
Flashing lights, roll up, and
If you can
slide
just
up
be-
next to you.
Yeah.
How old is too old?
Yeah, can we do
It's the
this?
same
Are we
things
in?
that we used to
50.
do,
I
except
can't
there's,
run near as
there's no
fast.
consequences for them. So
Yeah.
when I was 16,
Right. That's the adrenaline dump.
Moreland, Oklahoma, I load our Bronco up. My brother had a bunch of watermelons that didn't mature in time before the first freeze.
Right.
So they got to be about
Perfect.
small jam ball size, you know?
Yeah.
Loaded the entire back of it. Our first trip down Main Street, as soon as we get to town, me and Trevor Bear, rolling down Main
This is
Street,
more than 7 years ago, right? Statute of limitations gone.
dumping those suckers out.
Just busting
Dumping them or
everywhere.
hitting vehicles with them?
No, we wouldn't. We just kind of making a mess. You know, we
Making it
weren't
rain.
we weren't outlaws. We were just facetious little ornery little turds. You know. Cops hit us. We hit the railroad track road. Ditched the cops. Ditched the Bronco for the rest of the night. Long story short, end of the night, we didn't get caught at that point. But I went to recover the Bronco, and I'm pulling out of town. Steve Summerall nails me. Pulling out of town, lights me up. I pull over. He's like, "You got two choices, Bowdy. You can either go pick all them watermelons back up off Main Street, or I can haul you in." So I was there till 3 o'clock in the morning in a trash
Fire
bag,
lonesome.
under 30 degrees, loading watermelons back up.
What an
hauling them
idiot.
out. Well,
Yeah.
what an idiot.
You know
And
what?
Every
Bill's
one of my
character.
friends was already gone at that point, so it was
course.
me by myself. When
And then
I
you
was
had to go to
leaving.
school the next day.
What a
probably,
cool thing
Sure.
for the cop, though.
Oh, yeah.
Taught you a lesson.
Yeah, I would have went to the
Got me a
payphone and
lesson.
called them.
Got me a lesson.
Yep.
So, dude, when I was 15, Halloween night, I thought it would be a cool idea. My buddy's mom and dad had a van, like a full-size van.
Like free
the back
candy.
seat.
Yeah,
laid
no, but
down.
I'm talking like a super nice van, like a
Like the
you
back
lose
seat
your
kinda turned
virginity
down
in
to
this
like
kind of
a
van.
bed-
Yeah,
big-
dude,
Had a
way
13
nice.
inch TV.
Those
It
are
did
nice.
have a TV,
Yeah.
dude.
VCR.
So this van, we decided it would be a good idea to go steal like road construction signs. And I was like, dude, I was so cool. So I took this road construction barrel. You know, those barrels are like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The
55
base is
gallon
40 pounds.
Yeah. So I grabbed that barrel, which I threw the base
Rubber.
off. So I have it in the van, and this light is flashing its ass off, right? So I take it back to my buddy's house, and I unbolt that light off of the barrel. And we go take the barrel and throw it back out 9th Street. And I remember going home that night, and I put that light in my bedroom, and I thought this was the coolest shit ever. I got home at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I put that light in my bedroom, and it's like 4 o'clock, and I can't sleep because it's like
Beep, 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 beep.
beep. And it's
Every
just
2 seconds.
Oh my God, I was so fucking mad. So I threw it in my closet, and then I could see my door lighting up. It was like, so I had
any
this
better.
light for like 2 weeks. I was
Kind of
like,
look like a pumpkin back there behind it.
yeah, exactly. I was like, this was the dumbest thing I've ever stole.
Mistakes were
I stole
made.
pins one time that were more like it was a better steal than this light. So I ended up like taking the light out of my room, threw it in my little brother's room. I don't know what he did with it, but Halloween can bring bad.
It's fun, though.
I don't know why you make bad decisions on Halloween.
Well,
I've
all your
made
friends are out
bad
with you.
decisions
Yeah.
other nights.
You have
all-
lots of sugar.
All Hallows Eve.
Speaking of bad decisions on Halloween, you want to get into some other ones?
No, I do not want to get into that.
You don't want to get into that one?
Sure.
No, you can go to Yale and you do not pass go. You don't collect $200 and you will stay there for 4 days.
That's it.
And then,
Was
then
that Halloween?
that was
Yeah.
Halloween.
Oh, it's Halloween?
Oh, yeah. I went and I hung
I
out
told
with
you not to do that.
Dude,
You
I,
did-
I was there and picked you up from the Yale.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I was there.
So speaking of, you brought it up just a few minutes ago. How did the whole podcast come about? That's kind of always been a
nobody else had talked to him, so he had
started
time to do it.
talking
by
No,
He's in
himself.
a
to be
deep,
honest
dark
with
place.
you, I always thought it would be cool to I don't know, it's going to sound super
Kind of
douchey,
document things.
douchier than before. You know, so I thought I was funny, right? And I always thought it would be cool to go on Saturday Night Live. And
Yeah.
I'm not that funny, right? But I did think that it would be cool to do a podcast and kind of entertain people because I've always enjoyed that. And so in 2018, I started like trying to figure out how it would be best to start a podcast. Well, dude, I will tell you this: it is hard
Thank you,
to.
Jeff.
If you Google how to start a podcast and
You get 200 pages.
well, and this is one thing, and shout out to Studio Creative. Obviously, we're here, but shout out to them. This is a service that they offer, and I know it's a shameless plug to those guys. But this was one of the things that Nathan and I had talked about when they very first started. This was the avenue to start a podcast is you can be inundated with too much information where you kind of just shit the bed. You have that failure to launch thing. So that's one thing that they offer is they'll help people get to that point where they can help you launch, right? But, dude, I'm telling you right now, it took me a year of, and I'm not super intelligent. You guys know that. So it took me a year of unintelligent research to
Trial and
figure
error.
out. Yeah, but it took me a while to figure out, you have to have a podcast host. You have to set up your account with Spotify, with iHeart, let's say, with definitely with iTunes. And then you use like a host, and your host feeds it to all of those.
what do you mean by host?
So like I use it's Libsyn. There's several hosts out there. Podbean. There's several hosts that you basically record to your audio interface. You can do it in your phone. It doesn't matter. But you upload your feed.
Content.
They basically publish it for
Right.
Oh, okay.
They're the
Like a
publisher.
publisher.
It costs money.
So if
to
you
do that.
if you do that through music, you can do it to SoundCloud, CD Baby,
Right. Yeah, same
all that.
thing.
You know, it's kind of the
Okay.
same thing.
So
We
same
go
thing
through-
for like
Yeah.
music.
If we're gonna
you don't-
record a record, if Panhandle Dirt's gonna record a record, we're gonna go through somebody that distributes our music. Like we sign up through them, and they distribute our music through Amazon Music,
Okay.
Spotify.
Yeah, they push
I
it out.
just assumed that
like
you were doing
you
that.
upload it to them, and then they distribute it everywhere else.
No, you pay so much a
sure.
month for how many ever megabytes.
So you get paid more to reach more people type thing.
No, not at all. That's a totally
So
different.
it's not like an
No, it's just gonna
advertisement
sit.
type
It's just
push.
gonna sit there.
No,
on
you
those
pay
deals.
to-
They
you
just
pay your
distribute it
host.
for
They're
you.
just a
They
data
don't
distributor.
Okay, so
promote.
how many people is this reaching now?
So the way
2 or 3.
I think it was 7 last time we did it. So
Okay.
it's got to be like
the
13
way-
now.
I think
Yeah,
there's all
there's
9 people listening to
9
it.
people have listened max,
We're
and those
five
were
of
The
all
entire population of Selman hears it.
yeah, those were family. All my Selman
Yeah,
family
yeah.
had listened to it. No, so the way Libsyn works, Libsyn is the host I use. It doesn't track down. It only it can't track listens. The way I understand it, it can only track downloads. Well, I don't download podcasts. I listen because
Same.
Yeah.
well, I don't care about my cell phone plan because I'm rich.
Yeah, we
Right.
get you
Yeah,
pay
we-
a monthly
yeah, I
I
premium.
can see that by
Dude,
pulling
you got
up to your house.
Cricket. You pay
Yeah.
straight up freaking $25 a month
Dude,
for
dog.
Yeah.
You're a
So
dog.
I really
an
don't
Obama
download podcasts. But no joke, the most downloads I've ever had on a podcast was 800,
That's
and the least I've ever had was about
800,000.
800.
So listeners would be way more than that.
I don't know. I couldn't tell
Sure
you.
it
It
is,
might
'cause I
be
don't
801.
Yeah,
but what I
same.
will tell you is the least amount of podcast downloads I've ever had was like 30, and that was
Is that the one you got fired for?
No, that actually ended up being the most.
Yeah.
well, yeah, it's
Duh.
risque.
Yeah.
was on it.
Very
if you want
risque.
to, if you want
I didn't even
to,
want to be there.
Yeah.
if you want to feel dirty,
I can't believe you published it.
that was you, Gerald, B. Henry, little
where's he
bitch
at?
ass Brian. No, he backed out, dude.
Yeah.
Enrique
Chingus.
Chingus.
He's listening to Tool right now.
Yeah, dude, he's
just
listening.
jamming out to
He's
you.
listening to one. He's
Maynard.
listening to one Tool song since this podcast started after he left. So it's
Yeah.
still a
74
800,000 hour.
About 3 o'clock in the morning, he'll put
74
one lyric on Facebook.
They're all like
Yeah.
that.
and go to bed.
Ridiculous.
So, but that
Everybody gets
episode
solo.
61 is if you wanna no longer respect me, or
Respect?
or Gerald, or Blake, or
No,
Brian.
because I never said anything inappropriate.
Gerald, you need to go back and listen. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's that episode almost got me canceled from my job. Almost got me canceled from my life.
Hashtag canceled.
Hashtag canceled. Some things you can't say. So do you guys realize that so many, and this it's kind of funny when you think about it, but so many people, and I always love the morons on Facebook, they'll go to like these review pages like freedom of speech, bitch. And I'm like, man, you do have freedom of speech.
They could
But
come
you
back
do
and
not
haunt you.
have freedom of consequences from said speech,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
People do not, you can't differentiate that though. It takes your IQ has to be at least a 70,
Yeah.
71-ish, 71 and a half to differentiate freedom of speech versus consequences from said speech.
Yeah, because you don't have to work there either.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So
And in
that's kind of
Oklahoma-
how my former job, they were looked at it like, hey, there's so many people like, you can say whatever you want. Like, and I
But
never,
they have freedom to fire.
Absolutely.
right.
as
I
well.
never had, I
They got
never felt
freedom
like
to
I
distance
had.
themselves from so person who said such
Exactly.
things.
Exactly.
I never felt like I got a raw deal when they threatened to fire me. But I was always like, hey, I've always said this. I've told my kids this. You lie in the bed that you make.
100%.
I fucking made that bed.
Yep.
And I had to like cover up in those covers. I shit in that bed and I had to lay in
I
that.
guarantee you did.
So yeah, absolutely.
My grandpa said whenever I was a kid, this is obviously,
God, that's been a long time.
yeah,
ago.
30, that was 30 years ago probably. And he said, he was like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Because he was like, it'll haunt you. It'll come back and haunt you. And it's like, that's the truth of nowadays.
Especially when you record it and put it on the internet.
Exactly.
And never,
Yeah.
ever able to get it back.
Exactly. It is
Nothing
gone
leaves
forever.
the internet.
I've always said
I don't
nothing
have
but
a
nice
problem
things
with
about
anything we
people.
said.
No.
Yeah.
But
You'll
when you
have
work
that.
when you work for a company, they have
Sure, and they can.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they should be able to.
100%.
Or the
Well,
government.
and so one
I
thing
have the
though-
ability to say whatever I want to say in this country,
Yep.
but I'm also going to take responsibility for whatever that was.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you
Right.
can't take it back.
Well,
It's
I
already
don't
gone.
know.
Yeah.
I said it.
I don't
I can
know how
apologize
many-
for it and say maybe I was taken a little out of context. Maybe
exactly.
Maybe I got a little.
Or, hey, my
maybe I
views
got a
have
little
changed.
wound up in the
Sideways.
moment. Maybe I had a little bit too much to drink. But whatever I said, whatever comes out of my mouth, it's mine to own.
You take
and that's
ownership
a
of it.
problem I think that we have in society.
We don't have
is
any accountability.
Yep.
You have to take accountability for your own actions, and that's
So while we gathered
just what
here,
you
is
do.
actually, this is an intervention, Richard. So
What is this about?
take ownership of your mistakes in life. Okay.
Hold on.
We
Where's-
do this
where'd your
because we
glasses
love
go?
you. Yeah. Where did your glasses?
Here's
go?
the deal: is
Where
I
did your glasses go?
have you ever heard that saying that you kind of, I don't even know if it's a saying, I'm going to make this up, but you want to fit your crowd. I look smarter than you guys, so I opted
Sophistication.
to.
You've thought about this. You knew it.
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
gonna say
I
something.
took my
that-
glasses
that was
off
a
to kind
power
of
move.
dumb myself
no,
down
I
around you
opted
guys.
to.
It's like
I
a red
opted
tie.
to.
There's no way you came up with that right now.
I opted to dumb it down a little bit. for
Red
you
tie
guys.
move right there. You were
Dude,
the
listen,
power
I'm
move.
not-
Play chess. Some people play checkers.
Man.
Yeah, chestnut checkers,
Way to go.
bitches.
Way to go.
Thanks, man. I
I
appreciate
That was
it.
good.
fudged up there.
Fuck you.
fudged
I
up.
also am, if I was to have to read something right now, it's impossible. With that.
Bo, I have seen you wear
In my
glasses.
life, I have to put them on to read. I can't.
I take mine off.
I can read those letters; they're big, but
So you can't read.
anything much
Hey,
smaller than
what's
that.
the-
no, real question though. How many times have you? So I got away with for years. So I have and I had this. It's always been something that I've got a photographic memory when it comes to, like at the plant. I always had a photographic memory for how things came apart when
Rain Man.
together. Not to the scale that I would be super
Not
intelligent.
that smart.
Yeah.
Just barely enough to like save my job, right? So, but no, I've always had a photographic memory when it came to disassembly, assembly of things like that. But
Washer
this is
goes
how I
back
got
first.
away with. This is how I got away with at my old job forever. I got away with the eye tests. Is I would walk right up to the chart, and I'd read that. I'd read the chart, and I'd
Memorize.
read the smallest two lines I could read. standing right here from it. And then I'd go back to the line, like, what's the smallest numbers you can read or the letters you can read? I'm like, so I'd say them. They're like, all right, you're good. So I got away with that for years. Got away with it with my CDL at the
Church.
At the church. No, I got away with it for my CDL too. Well, then these bastards start getting techie.
Yeah, they change it.
They start doing with computer slides and they change it. I'm like, well, shit. So it really screwed me because I could no longer use that to my advantage. So then I realized that I needed glasses.
Specs.
Yeah.
Rec specs.
Yeah. So it
Like
worked.
glasses out here or glasses up close?
No, I can read up close. My problem is if I go to McDonald's and I try to order, I like,
Can't. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I need
I got the
glasses
opposite of that.
I need glasses far away.
yeah.
So
I have
when
to
I hit,
squint.
like, I guess in Europe they actually call them 43s because when you hit 43 years old, everybody needs a plus.
Really?
They call them 43s. They don't call them readers. They call them 43s.
Are you 43 yet?
I'm 45. So when I was
2 years
43,
deep.
though,
You're 45, Blake?
Are you really 45?
yeah, when I was 43,
you're
I
45?
started
I was
having
about
to
to say,
get
you're-
a +1. Like I went to the eye test and I it's like, crap, I can read again. But sitting in front of a computer, by the end of the day, everything's just a freaking blur if I don't have
Right.
if I don't have those
Right.
readers on. I think it's a lot of that computer. If you sit there and look at that blue light a lot,
Oh,
it's,
yeah, I can't do it either.
screwing up probably all our eyes and our phones the same way.
Well, our phones.
It hit me around 45 to where constantly since then, I have to take my glasses off. If I look at my phone, look at my phone, take them off. Then if I'm driving, put them on. It's a constant back and forth.
But Gerald's always struggled with like words like THE. It's like to he.
The
he?
The he?
To,
To he?
Hey, I'll just sit here and drink my Coke.
The?
You guys don't even freaking bother.
okay, so Halloween
Moving
costumes.
on.
I want to get into Halloween
Oh,
costumes.
we're back to Halloween now.
Yeah, so
Big circle.
I saw, dude. I
Weave.
saw the
It's the weave.
funniest.
It is.
Donald Trump's the weave.
I
They just
didn't-
weaved right back around to the,
Yeah,
weaving right back around to
I
Halloween.
did see. What's the funniest Halloween costume you guys have seen?
So far,
man.
the chick that was the Australian
The dancer?
Olympic dancer.
Break dancer?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
That
that
was
was
pretty
so funny. The
I
chick was
actually
doing like
thought
the
that was a
kangaroo,
joke.
the kangaroo dance and
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, I saw a Halloween costume like that.
She just, but see, I don't know if that. I do remember what she looked like, but that would just be like a '90s break dancer with a windsuit.
Bodie showed me a good one last week.
Yeah, but not even
last
that.
weekend. It was
She was horrible.
Dustin Davis as
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
That was a good
That
one. So that was
a
2
good
years
one.
ago in Doonesville.
Yeah, Dustin always has a good one.
He
That's a
always
good one.
pulls off something.
He was the Macho Man on Saturday.
Macho
so we played
Man,
it again.
Randy
We played
Savage.
music there this Saturday, and he
yeah.
was Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah.
He's not afraid to like have his balls hanging
Yeah.
out.
Well, he
No,
had him out
not-
when he
not
was
at all.
Richard Simmons. It's
Good for him.
like half of his tidy whities were hanging out all freaking night. Yeah, it was
Bubble
pretty
gum on his
great.
leg.
It was pretty great. He damn sure won the night.
Dude, I remember being at City Limits one time and a dude sat in bubble gum. And it wasn't bubble gum when I got a closer look at it. So I'm trying to,
You're
Yeah,
some
brutal.
bubblegum.
some memories you can't forget.
Did you try to scratch it off for him?
Dude, the fake flasher is always a funny Halloween
It is.
Yeah,
fit.
it
You
is.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
the
The
guy
what?
that's in a naked suit underneath a freaking trench coat with
Yeah,
a huge
yeah.
dildo. You know, that's freaking.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
So,
It's like the fake
dude,
flasher.
the best Halloween costume I just saw. Do you guys remember the Olympics when the French pole vaulters
Yo,
Yeah.
junk.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the
That's a
French
good
pole
one.
vaulters junk
Just
cost
slap
him
it
the
around,
Olympics.
hit it.
So this
What
dude,
a problem to have.
This dude was dressed up as his costume was he was wearing it looked like one of the wrestler suits. You know what do you
Like
call
a
those?
leotard.
Singlet.
Yeah. A
singlet.
leotard, yeah. He was wearing a leotard, a wrestler
Right.
leotard.
Right.
Austin's gonna be so pissed. Dude.
It's a leotard.
He's wearing one of those wrestler leotards. But anyway, when he had he was stuffed, right? He had everything stuffed. And then he had a pole, like a piece of 1-inch PVC taped to his junk. And it was like a 4-foot piece of
That's perfect.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
pretty creative.
That's good.
Thing.
That's way better than Travis Kelce and Taylor
Yeah.
Swift costumes.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm over and then
That stuff gets so
The
dumb.
trendy ones are terrible.
Yeah.
You gotta-
They're not-
The
they're
hot
not
Tula
fun.
girl. Oh, you think that about yourself?
Cool. You're a blonde lady that made some dumb video. Cool.
Yeah, and is now a millionaire,
Yeah.
by the way.
I feel like there's a lot of
Yeah.
like 40 and 50-year-old women that have like nightmares about what they dressed up for Halloween when they were single and younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no
Because
kidding.
there's at some
It's a good
point
thing
where
there
they're
wasn't
like,
Facebook back
the
then.
sexy nurse, you can't do that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I
know?
do
Well, a
think
lot
it's
of them
funny
shouldn't,
though,
but they still do it.
because
Gerald did it last year.
Halloween is a very typical. Halloween's a very typical holiday for single moms.
For a day.
When they,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
just
for
trying to
single
put
moms, and we're not like, no offense to single moms, like
Love them.
you're probably single for a reason. You're welcome.
We
But
love single moms.
No, here's the thing with
We support them all too.
yes, so Halloween's always been a single mom holiday where they're like, I can get away with the sluttiest outfit because it's Halloween, right?
And Mama's gonna keep the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's always laugh because like, hey, is your kids at grandma's for the weekend or are they at grandma's
For the
because they
weekend.
live
Guys,
there?
we can get away with just like having our balls hang out all weekend. You know, it's
Yeah,
just no big deal. Richard Simmons.
it's
and
a double
your sack hangs
standard.
out. That's it.
it's a double standard, but
bit.
we're also
Yeah.
not like having our ass cheeks hang out.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got this dump truck out.
I think
I think we're gonna clap it with the
I think the
opening.
intent's different. And I think
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think that's a
We're doing it
I
for
think that's a
comedy.
big thing
Yeah.
that we're talking about.
We
here.
do it for
So
comedy.
if you're the single mom that's dressing as the slutty nurse on Halloween, I think your intentions are way different than the
And you
dude
can get away
that's
with
got
it.
the pole across
Yeah.
his junk. You know what I mean? Like
For
that
sure.
guy's trying to pull a laugh
Yeah.
out of the room.
And we know
What,
that's
what
a
are you
lie.
doing if
Yeah.
you're dressing up as let's just say what's a good slutty outfit?
Oh, God, they like
the
the devil
nurse,
angel
a cat.
thing.
What's
the
the,
witch
what's the
is
best
a
one
new
you've
one.
seen though?
A kitty cat, little kitty cat, probably.
A little key
Pocahontas.
Cat with a
tail.
Kit Kat?
We all like little Kit Kat.
Pocahontas.
I like the Native American girls. So it's like, watch Native American.
Like
so
a- like a,
Pocahontas is a good one.
Pocahontas?
Yeah,
Like the
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas light
Oh, yeah,
loincloth?
little loincloths.
That's Austin's
Bingo.
jam right there, dude.
So you're her John Smith.
Yeah,
Freaking love
I
it.
doubt it.
I guess. I don't know.
There's somebody
I was
else
at the
that
guy.
says John Smith.
I was at the guy at camp. You know, just
Right,
like
right, yeah.
bringing in hogs and stuff. No big deal. Not a fun job. I wasn't John Smith.
Princess Leia?
Yeah.
Princess Leia in
Yeah.
the, what's that, the copper bikini looking
Yeah,
thing?
dude,
You know?
and
That's
Star
all
Trek
right.
was never sexy.
That's not
Yeah.
Star Trek.
I don't know if you guys know
Same
the
thing,
show.
dude.
Star Wars.
Nerds are nerds.
Real
Nerds
quick,
are nerds.
I guarantee you right now, some nerd just jumped out of his fucking seat.
He was like,
Ready to fight me.
He was so glad that Bodie corrected you on that.
Exactly. Some
Dude, is
Harry
that an
Potter
armpit
nerd
sweat
is
from
trying
here?
to fight
Yeah,
me.
for sure.
Dude, that is insane. You see,
What
that's
is it?
like an 8-inch circle under his
He's
armpit.
hot. A 4-inch circle.
Austin,
No,
hold
that's
on.
what you
How?
can see.
Donald Trump just texted me. So you know.
Hold on, dude.
I was wondering.
Raise
Lift
your
your arm back up. That's a 4-inch circle.
I don't know. I can't
Dude,
see.
he can see
Bodie's
4
like
inches
2-inch
of it.
circle.
I got one.
Hey, it's
Yeah, he's like
it's-
a 2-inch.
Now I'm not
Are
lifting
you
my
guys
arms
nervous?
ever again.
Dude,
No.
Did you
That's
say
just- that's
licking
just
your
normal.
arms?
Dude, that's a basketball size armpit
That's
sweat.
normal.
Mark.
That's all me.
That's
all
basketball.
me. I've sent some Snapchats out after the gym and showed my sweat of all me. You know, so
Bro, you're a man's man.
it's all right, man.
I don't know where you
I'm
got
not
4
embarrassed
inches
about
at.
it.
Donald
Is that
Trump
what you
just
tell your
texted him
wife?
again.
Just work. Don't worry, guys. Second
Donald
text
Trump
of the night.
texted you 2 times tonight.
$15 to outraise Kamala. I love you, Austin, is what he said.
So, do you think that it's really a battle for him to out?
I think he has my number. And
Is
he's
it a
personally
money
texting
thing,
me.
really? When you get
Or is that
down
a
to it?
friend thing?
That this is some guy in Somalia. that's sending me
100%.
his text messages.
Like, I don't feel like Donald Trump is
I
sending
think you
out.
should send him money.
Or her.
I don't.
Man,
think
I don't know.
they have so many little minions that are sending out
Sure,
text
but what-
messages.
Dude, if you don't send the money, though.
And Donald Trump loses?
Yeah,
He's
it's
gonna-
totally your fault.
But you know, if you
Would he
don't send the
personally show up
money.
to my house, you think?
Dude, I think it's on you. The fate of the
He has my-
freaking free
he
world
has my
runs
number.
on you
Good
right
point.
now. Donald Trump needs $15. You
$15.
gotta give it to
I
him.
gotta give it
He's
to
not
him.
asking me for
former years
15.
I don't know where my
Kamala.
phone is.
He must know who to ask.
I don't know what he's on.
I've been.
If we're ever in a world where Donald Trump needs $15 from you, we're fucking really in bad shape.
Why is it just me? Because is it? The,
I haven't got that message.
Is it the website?
He hadn't texted me yet.
and that's why.
If he does, though, I'm giving him $15.
Dude,
right now.
Austin, I bet you get all those porn app things that like hit you up
No.
like, hey, look at me, look at me,
I don't
look
get
at
any
me.
of those either.
There's singles in your area.
Yeah. See, I don't get none of that.
Are you
Hot,
into?
naked old lady.
Are you into 68-year-old?
How many times,
friend,
though?
friend request from the stupid hot lady that has no friends
Yeah.
whatsoever.
That's got to
She
be
always
real.
has one
Everything
mutual,
hanging
it's
out.
Richard.
Yeah, she's in her own.
Richard's the one mutual. I'm like,
Dude,
oh,
you know
sure.
what, though? What's funny about that is in my adult life, there has been so many hot single moms in my area looking for me, and I've never followed through
Yeah.
with that because they're there.
Oh yeah,
They have to be there.
it's.
But
How is that
in
not
your
real?
area, though,
In this area, hot single moms. Dude,
Yeah.
it said.
In
it
Woodward?
says so. Hot
It
single
said-
moms
it said
in
in my
Woodward.
Moreland,
area.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,400.
Population 1,400.
You know how many hot single moms are in Moreland that are on the interwebs?
About one.
Is
No,
Tinder's-
dude, because the internet said there's like 14 of them looking for you.
Within 50 miles is what it says.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 50 miles.
I think that's what yours said.
So it could be Cestus.
Yeah.
It could be Chester.
It could be Vicky.
It could be Vicky.
Yeah, it
50
could be
miles will
Vicky.
get you to
It
Vicky.
could be Lahoma.
Gauge.
You ever been there?
You ever been to Lahoma?
I've been to Lahoma a time or two.
I actually went there last night.
Well, you drove through there
To go
tonight.
arrest somebody?
I drove. I did not
Man.
drive through there today. I went up through Nash because I had to fill a deer feeder that was empty.
Thank you to our hostess.
What?
With the
What's
mostest?
the mostest?
Yes, we've got a server here tonight.
Blake, deer season's coming up.
Yep.
Deer season's. We're in the middle of deer season.
We're in the
right now.
middle of
It's
bow season.
muzzleloader. Muzzleloader happened.
Are
Yeah.
we gonna?
My
are
kid
we
killed
gonna
a
do
giant.
Dude,
That was
she
awesome.
did kill.
Yeah, that
props
was
to
so
her.
cool.
Like let's
Bro,
talk about
your
that.
daughter's 3 years old and she killed a massive deer. Good shot, Blake.
Well, the
Exactly.
1-year-old, you should see what he killed.
yeah.
So
Have you seen the pictures where they have the
oh
baby?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like a 6-month-old, like little Johnny got his best buck yet.
He got his best
Yeah.
shot.
Is that legal? Would you like if someone posts that?
Obviously, it's sad.
But what can you
They're not
do,
serious.
Blake?
I don't know. Is
I mean,
it?
it's pretty obvious to like.
If it's a
This
300,
didn't happen.
if it's
This
a 300
baby
short
shot-
mag,
it's happened.
A 14 point
Dad's
that's already
gonna try
got
it.
6.
We can see all that.
I know, but like, how
I
do
can
you
see
know
their
it
date
didn't
of birth. Oh, that kid was 2. That didn't happen.
Yeah, but don't tell me they couldn't put their little
Yeah.
finger on it somehow.
They held
and
that
Dad
little
kinda
baby
helped
there.
them with
It's
it.
not-
I have went and looked into some where they had like they have a phone screen that is the scope, like they have a viewer,
Yeah.
and the kid can look at the phone and put the gun where he needs to and pull the trigger. And the kid was like 4, and I was like,
That's
I
legit.
believe you.
Yeah.
Like that's
fair
cool.
deal.
I'm glad you got your kid out here doing that.
Right.
Generally, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's still cool.
My daughter's 9.
Dude, you're always there to
Yeah.
ruin a good time. I think.
Just gotta look into
what-
things.
What your
Dude,
job
Blake's
is.
ruined more good times. Like, you can't even road hunt anymore with
I
cold
saved
beer.
your life.
Yeah. So what does she shoot? What does she shoot her buck with?
A crossbow, which is
Crossbow, that's
100% cheating for anybody else but kids and,
Yeah.
and women
And people who are
and old people.
Yeah.
Or if you
Agreed.
can't pull a bow back. Because
Yeah.
it is 100%. It was the easiest thing ever. And
Just a rod goes right out.
100%. Like it was crazy.
Blake, that's a bigger deer. I mean, I've never shot big deer, but that's a bigger deer than I've ever shot. That was a freaking.
that deer was
that was a
daylight
nice deer.
with 4 other giant bucks. That
Really?
every day.
Where was this at?
It's north of Nash.
Like exactly where we're at.
I mean,
Can you drop us a pin?
Yeah.
the ranch is for sale.
That would be great.
Can I? Are we going to be able to hunt again?
Like, if you had $16 million, you could buy that ranch.
I know.
That sounds.
What's their
It's a
thoughts
giant-
on?
It's a giant.
What's their
That's a
thoughts on a
huge
Shopping
ass
Cart
ranch.
Mafia podcast? Check.
He's not going to like it.
Yeah, but I mean, just don't check it.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
don't confirm funds first.
Right. So do you want that one place I told you about?
Yeah, we need to do that next
That's
year.
happening. It's gonna
Okay.
happen. It actually
We
could
should
probably
do that.
happen. Yeah.
So I want to roll on to something else. I mean, deer season. Oh, okay. Let's go back to deer season, Blake. So that is your busiest time of year for your
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, it is. I got
That's
called
the
out
only.
last night.
That's the only time you work 32 hours a week.
How does it work?
You put in a
sir.
solid 32.
Yeah, solid 32.
You said
You got to get over that
called out-
part time
You get called out last night, so
I
that
did.
means like, are you on call certain
All the
times?
time.
Really, all the time.
all the time. Yeah, because I'm the only one in Garfield County. Which
Let
is
me
a
let me
large
tell
county.
you about. I've been with Blake a ton of times where, and this is
phone
one of my
calls.
favorite. This is one of my favorite calls ever. So, I didn't realize it was as common as it is for game wardens. And shout out to all you guys because it's a thankless job sometimes. But my favorite phone call is Blake and I'll be going somewhere, and he'll get a phone call. Well, like we were headed to Bentonville to go mountain biking. We get a phone call, and this lady's like, she's like, is this the game warden? Blake's like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, hey, there's an injured raccoon in the middle of the highway. And Blake's like, and this is where Blake
Shoot it.
this is where Blake's bedside manners, if you will, have gone by the wayside.
Oh, dude, he doesn't have any.
No, he does, and I've watched it. I've watched
I'm
it go
nice.
both ways.
I'm nice.
I will say I've watched it go both ways, but like no joke, I think this one was an injured. No joke, I think it was an injured kite
It
or
was
owl.
probably a Mississippi kite.
So the lady called in, said there was an injured bird at her house or whatever, and Blake's like, he said, "Hey, leave it alone and let nature take its course." That answer was not well received, right? But I've watched. This is not something that happens like
once
every 2 or 3 weeks.
yeah.
It happens all the time, right? So
Daily,
Blake's
multiple times.
like, hey, we don't do that. Here's a few places that do. If you go to our website, there's a few places that do rehabs. But only for certain animals, right?
Sure.
But it's so funny because the answer is never well received when we're like, hey, let nature take its course.
What do you mean?
And
Oh, yeah.
but I'm serious, like the response is because it's not their job, right? And I've seen so many times I always laugh because you're in
It should be his job.
You're an
You
Enid,
have to
and it
think
should
about
be your
the
job.
people that are making this phone call.
Right.
though.
Yeah.
But
It's,
it's
like,
so
how
funny
many times have
because
you drove down the road and saw an injured
Yep.
something sitting over there and be like, poor bastard's going to get
Should've got out of the way.
yeah, exactly. But it's funny because I've been on like our review pages for Woodward, and someone be like, "Hey, there's an injured duck." Just whatever, some random ass animal, and then my dumbass son would go on there and he would do the little. On Facebook, he'd do the little green squirt gun and like a chicken head right by it, and I'd be like,
He would.
Yeah.
and I'd be like,
hilarious.
dude,
Number one thing I miss about Dane.
I know. And I'm like,
His
dude,
Wu-Tang
I said,
review comments.
that stuff's not well received, son. It's like I have a
I had to call Blake one time.
reputation to uphold.
We had a damn deer in our yard, and it was little bitty buck, and it was just running as fast as it could up and down the fence, and would run head first in the concrete wall, and just knock itself out and get back up, and then take off running again.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What do we do about this thing?"
Deer's literally going to run itself to death.
He finally hit himself so many times in the concrete wall that he was almost brain dead, but he was still alive, looking at us laying on the ground.
They
And
stress out hard,
Yeah,
too.
and so luckily the guy that was the game warden in our county, he was just out at like Woodward Steel or something down the road, and he's like, "I'll come up there," and he came up and grabbed it, and I was like, "I got a pistol," and he's like, "Shoot it," and I said, "I'm right on Oklahoma and 48th Street." He's like, "Don't shoot it.
Don't shoot it there."
Don't do that."
Do you have a suppressor?
I've had people laying like in the ditch with injured deer, like laying next to them, covered in stickers.
Cuddle,
Just
like
trying
coddling
to.
him.
I'm like, you realize that deer is freaking out.
Yeah.
And it
so
will
much.
kill you.
Yeah, it does
because
not like
you are
this.
laying next to it. Like,
Yeah, it's not
if
comforted.
that deer could whip your ass, it would.
It's going to, leave it alone.
Turns out its back's broke and it just has to lay there and take
Yeah.
this torture from you
It's extremely
while I shoo you away and then kill it.
yeah.
There's never going to be a deer again.
Not my favorite part of the
Nothing
job.
to do for it.
Okay, moving on from murdering innocent, poor
Broken
sweet animals.
animals.
Birds.
Hey, so I want to know. I think we all, we're all music guys. Well, you're not, Gerald. You,
I could care less.
you don't have an internal
But
monologue.
hey, with the guys that have been here tonight, I'm not emotional whatsoever. But when the guys are up there, you get like a little tear in your eye because you're glad to see somebody do well and that can sing and play guitar. Dude, that actually hits me in a different way than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. Music is supposed to talk to you.
Hit your
But that's the
therapeutic.
only thing that actually hits me like that. So, with Bowdy and Tyler playing tonight, it's freaking awesome.
I will say,
Thank you, guys.
yeah,
that's
absolutely, Bo. So Tyler Wilhelm opened up the show, and awesome freaking song. And then Bo did 1,500 miles, and I've loved that song since the first time I heard it. So so the show will open up with Tyler Wilhelm opening up, and then Bo
We
will
look
close
alike.
it.
Red beards.
Yeah, and that's
dude,
why I'm
he,
just
he
not
looks way
talented.
more
You
badass
have
than
to
you.
be
Or 6'7".
You have to
Or
be Tyler's brother.
6'9" or something like that.
Yeah, but you can
3'6'9".
only say-
Yeah, 3'6'9". Damn girl.
Damn, she's fine.
Yeah, damn,
Girl,
she's
not play with that
So
panties.
what is I
Go on.
want to know each person's guilty pleasure of music, like, and I'll open it up. So my guilty pleasure right now is Glorilla.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Glorilla. She's got a new song called "What You Know About Me."
Big
and,
GLO and a
Yeah.
GLE.
Yeah, and I just cannot.
Bitch, I'm from Memphis.
I don't even know what that is.
It just
You
makes
see
me
that
want
girl
to
on
like just.
TikTok? That white girl on TikTok?
No.
She throws down. She's just doing her makeup the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And she edits
and
it
she
all,
does
cuts
lots
it.
of
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of different
I
songs.
haven't
Yeah,
seen
she's
that.
good.
Oh,
She
she's
is.
lip syncing it.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
yes,
so
yes.
good.
But I'm telling you
I
right
thought you
now,
thought-
like,
Glow was a white
this
girl.
girl's just regular. She's just a regular mom, just doing her makeup
yeah.
and stuff.
Super good.
I know the
Editing
chick.
it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
white
yeah.
girl.
She's
Yeah.
editing it real
Dark-headed,
good. Yeah,
real skinny.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
She
yeah.
does them all.
I have
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's the only one I've
This-
ever seen.
This is out of my wheelhouse.
So
He doesn't have
now
the
that's
kind
it,
of
Bo. Like, what is your
Oh, I can tell you.
what's your guilty pleasure that you're not proud of? Is it Celine Dion?
No,
Is it-
I mean I don't throw rocks at anybody really because I know music and I feel like I don't say that I know music like an expert in music or anything.
You're an expert in music.
But I know that it's like different strokes for different folks. Just because it's pretty to me doesn't mean it's going to be cool for you. You know, it's just like 5 girls walk into a room. All freaking 5 of us could pick out a different one that we thought was the best looking. So
sure.
It doesn't matter. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder when it comes to music. I go on different kicks all the time. I listen to everything. I don't listen to a lot of like modern country or pop type music, but like what I'm into right now is The Cure for some reason. I'm listening to like
That's a good band.
yeah,
Sure.
But I've got it. The 1975. You guys ever listen to 1975?
No.
I've got into the 75, The Cure. I'm listening to English pop bands for whatever reason right now, and and maybe the reason is it makes me look through a different eye when I am writing music or I am thinking about music, because it's just done a little different, I guess.
Sure. Expand your horizons.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Austin, what is your guilty pleasure at the moment of?
I'm gonna go from left field to right field to Big X the Plug. Right now.
Okay.
Bitch, I'm from
Just,
Texas.
oh, just gang bang.
Yeah.
He just
son.
gang.
I don't even know what that is either.
He's a
We
big
know.
old dude from Texas that was
Bitch,
real
I'm
good
from
at He was real good at football in high school.
that
And then
Mexican?
became
Is
a
that
rapper.
Mexican
that
OT?
Mexican OT, yeah.
Mexican
No,
OT,
that's not a guilty
they-
pleasure
they-
because
they-
I don't mind. Like,
That dude's
Yeah.
good.
No, that
They're
guy's
kinda-
cool. I know who that guy is.
They both are doing some songs together now.
so, Blake, what's your guilty pleasure at the moment, man?
Man, at the moment, I am so
Your
all over the
spectrum is
map.
you've
I'm
introduced me to
huge.
some wild shit over the years.
Yes, like you got like Lil White who's
Oh, yeah.
singing like OxyContin.
Yeah,
like, and
that's-
I'll go down Great Divide to and it's always been that way. Like I'm never just on one. However, Tatum's walk-up song for softball is "Yeah Glow,"
I love that
and of
song,
course.
dude. I
It had
love
to do the edited version, which I wish we didn't have to, but they're 9.
It's,
Yeah.
you probably should.
You probably should, but I'm like,
Stomp
you know,
a little.
bitch, yeah, with some shell toes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you probably
And it
shouldn't
was-
walk out to that.
Man, and honestly, I've dug a bunch into ragweed lately since that big concert's coming.
So I want to touch
Kind
on
of got
that.
right back into that.
Gerald, you probably don't have a you.
He listens to silence. When he
Whatever's
drives.
on the radio, I will have it as loud as it'll go and just jam with it.
Brad
I don't
Paisley.
give a
So
shit.
like the newer country stuff is what's
Hey,
like
no,
Morgan Wallen and
no, dude, it could be pretty like Marty Robbins back in the day.
Okay,
Dan and
okay,
Shay.
It could be
Yeah, not a big
anything
deal.
from the 70s to now. I don't care. I
You just
turn it
listen.
up.
Yeah,
Dude, it could be rap. I'll be jamming to. It could be a little bit of everything.
I like that.
But it's always a radio. I don't have
Is it more background noise for you?
no because it.
He doesn't talk to
you
himself,
can-
so it's not background.
You can hear it thumping
He's one of
along the
those
way
20%
because I'm
from-
jamming
it's
the
like-
whole time.
It's like rocks.
Yeah, but
just
I don't
rattling
hear
around.
it. It could be anything.
What
It
does
could
he
be
do?
rap. It
I
could
don't
be
know, dude.
country. It could be soul.
He just
I
enjoys his
love
time.
it
I just
all.
love music. Sure.
I got
but
I got a guy for you if you guys want a guy, and this is not a guilty
I'll write it
pleasure.
down.
This is like a straight up my newest jam guy right now, Stephen Wilson Jr.
Oh
Ever
yeah,
heard- Have you ever heard of this guy?
he
I
doesn't
have
open
not.
his mouth when he
doesn't
sings.
open his mouth at
You've,
all.
You've
when
heard
he
of him.
sings.
Sings a song with Hardy.
He's
1994
got a cover
is a
of
song.
Nirvana's "Something in the Way"
Yes.
Yeah.
on YouTube that is something else. It's
gotta write that down.
it's just so different. The way he does everything is different.
Yeah,
he's got a crazy voice, and
You almost
Really
have to
talented
with him. You almost have to read lyrics, and then once you read the lyrics, you kind of understand.
and he lost his dad like 2 years ago, so I mean that kind of hits home with me. So it's kind
Yeah,
of yeah.
sure.
Kinda dark stuff.
He's
Yeah,
dude. He
he's got
almost
a
has
bunch
a
of songs about his
Jeffrey.
dad, and it's
It's
some
awesome.
really cool stuff.
Dude, Luke Combs, that whole Father's Day album.
Dude,
Luke
I,
Combs
Jesus
is
Christ.
awesome.
I will tell you that the whole
It'll make me cry
Dad's
right
album, like where my son's in Marine Corps boot camp right now.
Yeah.
I shed some tears over some of those songs,
Oh,
like
yeah.
when my kid was gone, and well, he's obviously still gone. But anyway, super. No, that's awesome, and that's Stephen Wilson Jr. So that dude, he doesn't open his mouth. He has a Jeffrey Dahmer look to him a little bit.
And almost has to be about 40s.
He looks 70, but he's got to be.
something.
No, but I think you're right, Bo. I think he's
Right,
probably right
mid-40s.
around 40.
I can Google it right quick.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to Google it. So, hey, real quick, Shopping Cart Mafia, we've got some new merch out. If you guys follow the Facebook page, you'll see the merch. Shout out to my dudes at Shirt Slingers for hooking us up. They're always on top of it. So
They take care of that. So what's a shirt going to cost roughly?
$25 for a shirt, and we've got some hoodies that are $35, and they're awesome, man. They're anyway, they do a phenomenal job. So hey, real quick, while we're on sponsors, John's Custom Remodeling, John Thomas, awesome dude. The dude does full remodels from top to bottom. Also, he does rental dump trailers. Phenomenal job. The guy has a great reputation. You can follow him on Facebook. I'll plug them in the comments. So how old is this guy?
So we did not know that we stumbled upon this, but Stephen Wilson Jr. is a singer and songwriter from rural southern Indiana and has not yet specified his age. Is this guy like 1,000,000 years old?
How do you not have your age specified?
I feel like I can Google anybody in here and figure out how old you are.
Dude,
I know you can't.
let's
be.
take guesses. How old do you
32.
think? How old do you guys think Tyler Wilhelm is? I'm gonna
28.
say.
I'm going to say
Going-
56.
No,
I'm gonna say 30.
I feel like I know this.
Dude, I can see it.
I feel like
That beard,
I
he's
feel like
56.
Austin hit it on the head with
he's
28.
He's 30.
I want to
30?
say 34.
Freshly turned 30.
Totally
Three.
56.
Okay, so Tyler Wilhelm's Tyler, I'm
what?
sorry, dude.
Right
I
at
said
30?
34. He's 30.
Man, who's a good guesser?
Dude, I was close.
I could do that suspect challenge. Right now.
Hey, so let's.
Suspect is 30.
You have all that
red beard.
You got all that
Seems
cop
really good.
training, dude. You got all that cop
true.
training. It
That's
doesn't
it.
count.
Yeah,
you can tell
dude.
me how old a deer is.
Yeah, it's true.
You could look at a deer's
He could also
butthole
lie to all
and
of
be
us.
like,
Yeah, how would you know?
Can you,
we would believe it.
can you tell how old a deer is by looking at its butthole?
You count the wrinkles just like a tree. You got to get in there deep, though.
Yeah.
That's so far. I'm sorry.
So speaking of cross Canadian and
Yeah.
Great Divide,
Yeah. Turnpike.
show of hands of who has. I'm not going to do this arm so that my stand doesn't show.
Your other arm is the same thing, dude.
But the
Who's
cameras
got
don't
cross
catch it.
Canadian
Yeah.
tickets for? Do you really?
Dude,
Yeah.
he's got
You
deep
don't?
pockets. They both. Everybody
How do
does.
you not?
I got Saturday night tickets.
Me too, but I hate to brag.
Jody,
but I
did
got
you
that.
get us
Which is
tickets?
100.
Do you want me
Jody
to break
tried-
your heart?
Do you have 2 extras that we could?
I have them Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
Whoa, that's.
What?
Well, that's when you know you're rich.
Well, have you seen the house that Blake lives in? It's a mansion.
Yeah, but
it's
where
a
do you
mansion.
stay
Game
at?
warden affords such a home.
I can
Drug
afford
lord.
the hotels in the
Drugs.
area
Right.
for that weekend.
Drugs. He takes
Man
he
takes bribes.
He
He's
takes
like,
bribes.
how bad do you want to keep that deer?
Yeah, exactly.
There's
I
not a
need
deer
tickets
in
for
Oklahoma. Or
Thursday night. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna catch some hate from this. We have watched Cody Canada.
yeah.
I'm gonna be real honest. I think if you got Cody Canada singing, and you guys are gonna hate me, but I
Go
think
on.
if you've got Cody Canada singing,
Dude, we've seen them all.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, same.
I don't think it's any better with the rest of the band.
Look, it's not about that.
What's it about?
It's about going back. Like we are reliving.
Stepping back in time.
Like
I've offended our 2 fans.
you did
at
not
the
offend me at
podcast.
that. I 100% get it because I have listened to some of his newer stuff where he's by himself and it is way different. However, that is the path he took. He's still the same artist that sang the same
17,
dope shit
yeah.
back then. And I'm going to go listen to it again with Turnpike and The Great Divide and Scotty Lester jamming the fuck out on his guitar with his big mustache
I get it.
that I wish I could grow.
I will say, if I was to go to this, and Jody's working, I think we're going to probably end up going. But if I go to
will.
this, I'm going to be more excited about seeing Boland.
really?
Boland is dope. Boland still does shows.
I see Boland for $20 at the Elks Rodeo.
That's what I am not excited about with Stony LaRue.
Dude, Bowling
I'm not
autographed my
excited about
truck one year.
Turnpike.
I'm excited about all those guys.
Are you
but
guys flipping me off, fans? Are you flipping me off that I'm not excited about Turnpike? Okay.
He hates
I saw
Turnpike.
Rackley quite a bit back in the day.
I know you, dude. You commented
I
like
had-
2 weeks. You said 2 weeks later, like I'm still fucking mad at you for when you shit on Turnpike.
I'm like, what the fuck is
It
wrong
was,
with
that
you?
was one of the most fun concerts I've been
What
to.
I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so we have all these. It's the Boys from Oklahoma tour, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Where's No Justice?
Yeah.
See,
They're-
I would be for
Are they
that.
even a thing?
Aren't they a Dallas band, Fort Worth band?
No, they're out of Stillwater.
Rutherford?
I don't know. Like So here's the cool thing. I will say.
Well,
how
hope I'm not
badass
wrong.
is that?
I'm almost
that
sure they are.
He confirmed you.
Okay, they are.
How badass is it though that you're selling out Boone Pickens for these things, and the
4
amount
times.
of
Unbelievable.
4 times.
the amount of traction that got.
So if
Hey,
all we knew, if Oklahoma State had to suck at football this long
This
ago,
could be the only thing worth
if
watching.
we had to suck at
Absolutely.
football this long ago so we could get some money raised,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
to
worth
get
it.
ragweed back
Listen,
together.
So
All right, I'm a huge Oklahoma State fan, but I'll take the lose this
Same.
year if we
Let's
get
get them
get
together.
ragweed back together. I'll take
Ditto.
the loss this year.
So what are you going to do next year?
Well,
In the previous years,
Yeah.
maybe next year's a no justice year.
Yeah.
there you go. Maybe no
dude.
justice.
What about
maybe,
OU?
Maybe
Yeah. What about maybe
Yeah, we're not
Coates will
talking
join
about
the band?
that.
Welcome
What
to
about
SEC,
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah,
and
how
they're
about
just
that?
like,
Welcome.
Take the long
big
rod of
league.
real
It's
football.
a tougher
what's
spot
the-
to be in.
what's the good band from Norman?
man, there was that.
They probably wear pointy shoes and tight pants.
Yeah.
Was it that
Again,
one
I'm not that
band?
big into
Pussycat
music, but I
Dolls?
listen to everybody.
Was Hinder from Norman?
They're from Edmond.
So we had the plain white
Plain White
tees,
Tees.
Stillwater band.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some or not some 41. Another one of those.
One of my very, very favorite bands has Kings of Leon has ties to Stillwater.
Yeah.
Kings of Leon lived in Stillwater
Garth
at some
Brooks.
point, or the two brothers and the
Yeah,
cousin
Garth.
maybe
Garth.
did, or whatever.
Garth
Yeah.
from
Cousins of
Garth-
Leon.
He's from,
So maybe we can just get
Also-
maybe next year we get Kings of Leon at Boone Pickens Stadium.
Yeah.
Like we should start that right now on this podcast.
this.
right now.
This
Yeah,
deal
but
is
are,
so
are
big.
they a big deal though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Or to me,
Who?
yeah. Kings of Leon.
They do a lot of
dude.
like, the big outdoor music.
I mean, I
festivals
heard
that
of
are
Hinder
awesome.
because I'm friends with a friend that
Oh,
or a good
shit.
friend with
Brag.
him.
Here we go.
I don't know them.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Name
I'm
dropping.
friends with.
No,
Bowdy.
I don't-
You
I don't
hear
know
me
them,
bragging
though.
about
Yeah.
it. You know, like
I
Dude,
know
I met
Nickelback.
Gavin Rosdale from Bush, so
oh,
Oh, dude, don't even give me.
I got a 7 Mary 3 tattoo on my back, and I met those guys.
It's a tramp stamp.
Oh my god.
so funny.
yeah.
can
It's
we
a
see it?
target.
Can the camera
You
see
should
it?
also
we
see
put-
Richie with his lighter when there's like 10
Richie, I
people in
really
the
think
crowd.
we
He's
should
like,
put that on camera.
dude,
I don't think it's-
I'm part of it.
Not necessary.
I'm part of it.
Everything
I don't
you
think
put
it's
on
what
the
we should
internet, you can't get back.
Yeah, you can't. There's some things that can't be.
Oh, I got on
unsaid.
video him like 10 people in the crowd. He's got his lighter.
I'll
up.
show my umbrella if
Submarine
you show
three.
your Kings of Leon
You have at Kings of Leon. You have an umbrella,
or your 7 Mary 3 tattoo.
but you have an umbrella.
I have one tattoo that I did when I was 15 years old.
It was. I don't think it's an umbrella, man.
It's a cross with a halo.
I've seen it, but yeah. It looks like an umbrella.
It's kind of like an umbrella.
terrible. It's real terrible.
Okay, so I want to roll on to real quick the TikTok suspect trend.
Yeah, I'd be so good at it.
Okay, so have you seen it? I
Oh,
said,
it's so funny.
okay,
One
so
of the funniest things I've ever
Blake,
seen.
why don't you take this away? What about the TikTok? It's hilarious.
Like it's
So-
yeah, they're just ragging on each other basically. It'd be like, you know, if Richard takes off running from the cops, you're like, oh, it's a, 5'5" white dude with a weird beard,
Early
or-
Grey.
Yeah, super
And then you
weird
say
beard.
who your friend is that looks like that?
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
no, so it's
No, it's
funny
like
because
they're
I don't understand,
describing
'cause I don't have
describing
The
their
trend
partner.
Suspect is a 175-pound female that's addicted to Ozempic.
Yeah.
So the trend is it's husband and wife, typically, or boyfriend, girlfriend, and they will video the other one running, like they're running from the cops. Like, suspect is a 43-year-old white female, 250 pounds, addicted to Ozempic. And then they just, like, they start going for the jugular that
Yeah, they
husband and
just
wives
start
do.
hammering
They're
at
like,
each other.
So
They're like,
she's a 250-pound female.
yeah,
that
they're
is,
like,
running
like,
from the
wait,
male is
cops.
a
Yeah,
6'2".
yeah.
And it's the guy narrating is supposed
Yeah.
to be the cop.
Yeah.
On his radio.
Yeah.
And they're like, female
Oh,
suspect
she's
is,
like 250. She ain't gonna be running too fast.
No,
Right,
they,
and
they
that's
don't
some of the
say-
stuff
one
they
of the dudes
say.
Like, no,
Okay.
female
250
suspect
pounds,
is
she's
already
pretty
out of
tired.
breath.
one guy's like,
Never mind, she's down.
Yes.
Dude, if I'm 250,
wife-
I'm not running that fast.
after
either.
he said
So,
that about his like wife being addicted to Ozempic, she was like, suspect is a 36-year-old male who spends $300 a month or $300 a week on hot box food from the convenience store. And he's
Yeah.
like, come on, I work on the road.
32-ounce Mountain Dews in his deal every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one chick said, 32-year-old male, a 32-year-old male whose hairline runs fast. Her hairline
Ran
runs
faster than him.
Yeah, ran faster than him.
And then he
Dude,
tried
mine
to,
runs front to back, and
he
it
tried
goes
to come
fast.
back on it, and he couldn't. He was just laughing so hard that he couldn't even
yeah,
say anything.
yeah.
He just
Oh
gets
my
into the
god!
laugh.
So I just found this today. So I'm at the gym this morning on the elliptical because I'm working out real hard, right?
Dude,
And-
it looks
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and I was at the gym, doing gym stuff and like lifting and getting swole, right?
Getting yoked.
And just huge, so huge. But
I know what you did.
anyway,
Gerald used to come all the time.
Gerald came to the gym
He
twice.
took a little hiatus.
Gerald takes hiatuses. Here's the deal. Gerald shows up to the gym and he talks to people. He does PR work.
I remember that.
Absolutely.
That's what I remember the most.
Dude,
about
I've sold
Gerald.
so much shit just by hanging out in there.
And you
kind of
graduated from walking on a soft incline to the elliptical now.
I do elliptical,
Easier
yeah.
on your joints?
Elliptical, well, so I'm 41. Elliptical is a little bit easier on the. Don't hit me with the incline thing, dude.
Remember?
Why you do that to me?
Because it was hilarious. You'd be like at 1.5 sweating.
You got to do
I
it
don't-
like 15.
I don't
bro.
sweat.
You gotta
I
do
like
it
how
15.
you don't sweat.
No.
Austin
I
sweats
don't
enough
even know
for
what you're
everyone.
talking about.
Yeah, I sweat.
Austin.
I
Never
like
been
to
on that
send-
machine.
I might have sent Blake a Snapchat maybe of my tit sweat. And it's all me, man. It's
Dude,
just-
raise your arm. We can see it now.
that's it, man.
Oh,
That's hard work right there.
That's it. I'll go sit in the sauna for
His
20
body's still
minutes.
working.
And you'll have that.
hey,
Did
look.
you
I got it.
completely ignore what
No.
Gerald said? a second
Well,
ago?
I didn't
Gerald,
hear
you
what
don't
Gerald
sweat,
said.
though.
Gerald
Ever.
mentioned front to back, and it went over everyone's
I
head
did
except
not
mine.
mention front to back.
You said my hairline went front to back.
Yeah.
And I said, I know what you did there, and I know what
no.
he's trying to bring up, and we
No,
shouldn't
I
talk about
not
wasn't.
gonna bring that
Actually,
up.
I
We're
wasn't
gonna
bringing
set
up
that back.
anything. I definitely wasn't going front to back. I was not.
He was
That's why I
talking-
looked at you and I said,
He was
"Oh."
talking about his
Yeah,
hair.
but no, I know what you're talking about. But no, I
Yeah,
did not.
yeah.
That's
We're
not what that was.
moving on from back to
Top
front.
hat.
So, hey, listen. So the whole name, let's talk about the Shopping Cart Mafia podcast name real quick because people want to know. I've been asked this so many, no one's asked me this.
No, not one
No
person.
one's ever asked, like, why did you name it this?
Nobody.
But I want to
Somebody
tell
has
you.
a fetish.
No, I just want to say cheers to this.
Cheers.
Cheers to my Coke.
No, so Shopping Cart Mafia podcast. So one of my biggest pet peeves is people not putting their shopping carts up right. So in that very first episode that was super cringy, I remember, I will never forget this. This Hispanic lady, and no offense to Hispanic ladies, she had a badass CTSV, a black CTSV, two-door CTSV.
Ooh.
So I pull into Walmart,
wagons.
and
Me too.
I'm like, and this is, I've always put my shopping carts up. Like they say that it costs $0 to put your shopping cart up, right? It costs $0 to be a good person. It kind of, there's that shopping cart theory that kind of defines you as a person, which I think is wild. But,
Is that a
Broken
thing?
window theory, too.
yeah. But here's the thing.
Litmus test. It's just a litmus test
it is,
on human beings.
absolutely.
100%.
If you're
window
if you're a
theory.
normal human being, you'll
you
put
ever-
you'll put your shopping cart up.
A block of
So,
houses. And you're-
this-
Just out of
lady-
respect.
every house is ran down, but you have your house that's got broken windows. Every house has broken windows. You fix your broken window, your neighbor's going to be like, oh, well, my neighbor fixed it. So
It's kind of like Whiskey Myers and the Broken Window Serenade.
Oh, man.
Come
So
on.
everybody, it spreads.
Are we going to do meth after this now?
Do
We're
you
gonna
hate
cry in
Whiskey
the-
Myers?
No, I love
That's
Whiskey
my-
Myers.
hey,
Okay.
This
What were
Friday,
you said you were going to,
I'm going to Tulsa and watch
I
them
thought you
Friday.
were going a different route. with that.
what?
Yeah. I'm also going to help my dad put his motor in. But
Okay.
speaking of
So-
motors, continue forward. We're gonna
Okay,
jump
I'll
into
get
that.
there. So anyway, this lady, she puts her shopping cart and just like puts it in the spot next to her. She got this badass CTSV. All I can think about is if said shopping cart hit her car, she'd be livid.
Oh, yeah.
So I park way out in the boonies like I always do, and I'm walking up and I see her just leave this cart. And it's the first time and only time in my life that like it was cart and arch type thing, but
Yeah.
not near, dude. I was like, ma'am. And she's turned around. She has the sweetest, softest smile, dude. Sweet, beautiful Mexican lady, real thick, gorgeous, 52 years old. Yeah,
See?
so
Hello?
she says, "See, puppy."
She says, "Yes, sir."
She turns around and she did. She smiled at me. I said, "Man," I said, you forgot your cart."
She didn't forget it.
And she goes,
Dude.
no, you got it."
You should have just said nice
shittiest-
car.
The shittiest, like if looks could have killed, I'd have been dead. The shittiest. She didn't flip me off.
She turned
Just
that
the
Latina
absolute
heat on.
shittiest look that said "F you." She gets in her badass car and drives off.
And she turned traction off and ripped it.
She wasn't
Probably did
talented
donuts in a
enough.
parking
She would have
lot.
hit. She would have hit another car. She wasn't
That'd been
talented
sad.
enough.
Or
to do
her
that.
cart.
Yeah.
But I will say, when she busted that car off, I busted off after that.
Would you
I will
bust
say-
off? Would you bust off?
2 drips.
The Suburb?
Yeah.
That's it?
It was
Bust
a
the
burp.
burb off?
No, I didn't. I just
You were
So-
probably in that purple truck you had.
yeah. You were with me when I bought that.
God, I tried to talk you out of it.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
I will
So-
say,
Dude, I tried talking about
the
so much
Shopping
shit.
Cart Mafia has spread to generations below us because Nova is proud to be a Shopping Cart Mafia.
I don't love that. I don't know if I love that.
I don't know that I like.
She doesn't know.
She shouldn't be
This
listening
shit.
to this.
She doesn't
I don't
know.
even. My
She's
daughter's
61.
in college. I don't let her listen to this.
She thinks she doesn't know anything about episodes at all. Period.
When I share this, it will say at the top, it'll be like, "Not for you, Mom."
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. So Cam texted me yesterday. I got my kids hoodies and t-shirts, and Cam texted me last night. Cam's 13, and she said, "Dude," and she's the one of the funnest. Like Jody and I have so much fun with her.
She's
but
a little asshole.
No, she is an asshole. But Cam
Yeah.
texted me last night. She's like, "Dad, can I wear this podcast hoodie to school tomorrow?" I was like,
Absolutely.
I said, "Ask your mom."
If nobody else knows about it, yes.
I don't see why not, but ask your
Yeah.
mom. And
That was respectful.
yeah, I think it was too.
It was.
Nova wants a Shopping Cart Mafia hoodie and a Speed Bump hoodie.
Dude.
I was like, I could get down with Speed Bump. Now, not so much Shopping Cart Mafia. All right.
Now that you're on it,
I think
I
But
understand.
I feel like the podcast has evolved a little bit.
I think
the
it
show
is.
has
It's moving-
grown.
It's moving down a different road.
no, it had to because once you start working for yourself, you can't.
Sabotage yourself. Like
Or
that.
we talked about this years
Sure,
ago.
sure.
But
It's
yeah.
grown. And
And
like
it doesn't-
Jody said one time, she was like, "It's you guys are getting too feminine." Because there was like episode after episode after episode that was very informative. And it was like, we brought, like, there was people that brought on there. And it was, I kind of like those that are like, you get to learn a little bit about things I have no clue
Sure,
about.
sure.
But it's,
Well,
I like
That's
that.
why I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
They're
Not
talking
just
about
the
different
BS,
things.
dumb
Yeah.
shit that we just
Yeah.
hang around and talk about. But
Shock value out of comedy is one thing. It's
Yeah.
great. But shock value for no reason just gets
Yeah.
ridiculous,
It gets
redundant, and
Redundant.
dumb.
It's hard to listen
It's
to.
just dumb. Yeah, you just don't want to hear it.
I don't-
But like, if you
Is that
got
a-
one zinger that's pretty, that's a little raunchy, you always
Sure.
lay that
Sure.
one in there. Obviously, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever Steve told me that he listened to 61, there wasn't enough of that seat cushion that I could have sucked
Did your
up my
ass cheeks suck it all up?
I was like,
who's that, your dad?
my father-in-law.
Oh, God.
and I
That's
was like,
rough.
oh.
Well, did he
And I was
laugh?
like, what'd you think? And he's like, man, it wasn't. It's just boys being boys. It wasn't a big deal at all. You know, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Guys talking shit.
Richard got fired.
So the
But
funny,
see, everybody has to take it in that context, and when it's taken out of
100%.
that context,
Yes.
that's why it's like
And that's
this
why
ain't
the
for
people-
everybody. This,
that's-
you know,
yeah, that's
this
why the
is not
people
for
in
my
New
60-year-old mom or
Orleans in
70-year-old
HR
mom.
didn't like
you
it.
know, it's
Because they didn't know.
boys talking shit.
I will
Chicago
tell you.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
So Blake's father-in-law, I love this man. His mother and father-in-law, awesome people. They loved me from day one, and I don't know why.
They probably felt
No, they
sorry for
did.
you.
They did. They were like, oh, Blake's hanging out with this
he's
special guy
equal
again.
Equal
But he's
opportunity.
so nice.
Must have community service.
This is part of his annual community service through the
It's
game
crazy
warden.
he can drive. He drove from Woodward to here.
Blake picked him up and brought him, and then he had to take him back to the
Well,
house.
what's funny is I meet them, and they're literally such good people, right? Well, Blake gets married, and this is one of my favorite stories, and it's so funny because it was crickets too. People don't love Jesus and Enid. This is what I found out, right? Blake gets married, and his best man is Bly. He's not a public speaker.
Well, it's
He's not a
you.
talker at all.
And yeah, but this was different. Like
Yeah.
I'm mature
So
now,
Bly's
and I'm
pretty
aged.
quiet.
So Bly
Very.
Bly comes up to me about an hour before, after the wedding. He comes up to me about an hour before the best man speech, and he said, "Hey, understand that you might be interested in talking." He said, "I have no interest." And he said, "I'm going to say like 2 or 3 things." And he said, "Would you be okay if I turn the mic over to you?" I was like, dude, it was like a kid in a fucking candy store.
Really?
I would have done some
Eyes
dirty
light up.
shit. Like if
to
he'd have
talk
said,
now?
"Hey, I want some dirty shit," we'll do that. I would have done it.
I've got the golden ticket.
I had a golden ticket. So Bly said, "Are you down?" I was like, "Give me that microphone."
Yeah.
So
Hit that hot mic.
Bly gets up there and it's great. Like Bly talks for 22 seconds and he says, "Hey, I'm going to give the microphone to Richard Harris." And I'll never forget Shelby, Blake's wife. Dude, Shelby is a saint of a woman, right? Can you imagine?
Yeah, to put
Been
up
married to
with
this
guy.
fuck.
Yeah.
Right. So Shelby's always been super cool. And dude, she really is a chill chick. But this is her wedding, Right. So it ain't Blake's wedding, it's Shelby's. And I understand that, right? It's an important deal. I also understand that Steve and Barb, it's their daughter's wedding. It's important. So I did respect that. But Bly hands me the mic, and I'll never forget the power that I had in that microphone.
It was good.
Blake's face is probably bright
no,
red.
there's a picture.
Oh my gosh.
There's a picture. There's a picture the second I got the mic, and I'm looking down, and I'm looking down, and Blake is like, and Shelby's smiling, and I wish there was a picture of Steve and Barb at the time, and I didn't give your parents any kudos because they're used to your ass.
Oh, yeah.
But I said, Steve, Barb, I'm sorry. And my first words was, ain't God good? Amen. And no one said amen, right?
What?
No one said amen. Not a
get
single
an
person
amen
said
everywhere.
Dude,
Nothing.
Enid's devil people. They don't believe in Jesus in Enid, Oklahoma. That's what I found out. But no, it was the funniest because I said that. And then I roll into a little spiel about how, so Blake has always been, when I met Blake, he was selling guns, scopes, anything, light bars
All legal.
on
If I can turn mine,
Snapchat,
I can do
Facebook. Dude, you've always been hustling hard. But the funny thing is like Blake always hustled hard. He always had a side hustle. And so I name off like 6 things that Blake has for sale on Marketplace if anybody's interested in buying it.
What a dick.
It's like radio, but on the
Exactly.
podcast.
Exactly.
What
During
do
the
you got?
wedding, dude, and it was the funniest freaking thing. And I talked for probably 2 or 3 minutes, and it was hilarious, and it went well.
Oh, it did.
But Blake's dad, dude, Bobby's
funny, dude.
I don't know Bobby well, but Bobby's a quiet dude. He's very, like, you can see why Blake's the way he is,
Yeah.
because like Blake
Is his
could,
dad
Blake
kind of
could,
slow too?
dude, Blake could win the Nobel Peace Prize, and
Words are
Bobby's
hard.
gonna be like,
Words are hard.
okay.
Yeah, probably could have done that last year.
Right,
but whatever.
exactly. So that's just how his dad is. So his dad comes up to me, he's like, it's really funny.
Yeah. It's just very dry.
And he's like, I
That's
appreciate that. He's like,
Yeah.
it was nice to see my son in that. I was like, yes.
my.
But I did go talk to Steve and Barb after. I was like, hey,
Oh, they loved it.
are we good? But it was the funniest thing because I have never been excited to have a microphone in my life until that night. And that
that's so
picture,
much fun.
that picture, I would love to have that framed in my, we need to have that framed in our living room of Blake's wedding. And it is. I'm going to share this on the podcast page because it's one of the coolest pictures ever.
It is a
the
good
disappointment in your face.
I
is
was
the
very
best thing.
disappointed.
Dude. You're a red faced guy,
Yeah.
and that night was it was so good.
Well, the funny thing about that is, like 20 years ago when I got married, Richard and I were, really good friends, and he was scared to even be at my reception.
I didn't know anybody.
Dude, he was like in and out.
the
Did you
best
know
part.
anybody at mine?
That's the
He
best time
stayed
to
like
be.
20 minutes
No.
Still
and was
Tim.
gone.
Tim, I
A
guess
few
it's-
people, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
a few.
so but he probably knew about that many people at mine. But I guarantee you he'd say 10 minutes, and it was like the craziest thing ever. And just all the random things that kind of happened. But he's so scared he left.
Yeah, I
He's a
bolted
different
from
person now than what he was 20 years
Dude.
ago.
Well, he's come full circle in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, oh,
Blake's
definitely,
wedding
yeah.
though, Anderson. So Blake's wedding,
Yeah.
funniest shit dude ever, and we'll roll on from this. But in typical dumbass Richard Harris fashion, I don't know Anderson. It's Shelby's one of Shelby's best friends.
She hot.
She's pretty, but I walk
Single?
up to, so Tim and I are talking, one of Blake's buddies that I met through Blake, and dude, Tim's awesome. But Tim and I are talking, Anderson walks up, and Anderson, I've never seen anyone, her and I like would bust Blake's balls on Facebook. She's the only person I've ever seen that would like get his goat a little bit. Chick's ruthless. And I said, hey, and this is where it gets bad. This is where Down syndrome Richard Harris comes into play. She says, she walks up, she's like, hey, she's like, I'm Anderson. I was like, hey, Richard Harris. She's like, we've seen each other on Facebook and talked via there back and forth talking shit about Blake. And I said, dude, I just want you to know when you've busted Blake's balls, like I've laughed so hard, like 2 drops of jizz.
That's where the 2 drops comes from.
That's wrong.
No, I'm telling you, not one of my brighter moments. And
So
her
horrible.
face, like, I didn't see the lights go out.
Yeah.
I just saw like Tim laughed. I was good with Tim laughing. Anderson, it just didn't. The joke didn't go over so well.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that it didn't go over so well until the next day. I get
That
a text.
hangs
I have
So
a
you're
text
that
from
slow.
I have a text from Shelby that says
No, it's that.
Shelby's
two drops. And I was like, not my best work.
Yeah.
She'll be like,
And-
stay away from my friends.
And it wasn't even. It was just so. It was such a bad
It's about
read of the room.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
You should read the room.
hilarious now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that my dad approached you after that speech.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No clue.
No, dude. Bobby was.
I'll have to have a chat with Bobby about talking to my friends.
Yeah, no. Bobby was cool, and I thought I had a get out of jail free card with Enid. You know, OHP.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
when we all went to Shane Gillis. I had no idea. Like your dad and my uncle were
Yeah.
like so close.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy. We're such good friends. He was like, "Is your uncle Jimmy Helm?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And he was like, "My dad knows him." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah.
But yeah, the OHP world's real small.
It
so,
is. Yeah, and she's been a trooper for 30 years now.
Yeah, your dad has he retired?
Nope.
Dang.
Your dad's been a trooper for 30 years.
30-year trooper.
So he was Air Force or military?
no,
guy?
he was in the army.
Okay.
In Bosnia, he's been in Iraq. He's been in the original Gulf War. That's why he's so quiet. That's why you don't
He just
keeps to himself.
silent professional.
Broken.
That's right.
He's just broken.
It's just broken.
He's seen some
in
shit.
shambles.
He has
He's seen some shit.
So
And he had to
Like,
raise me.
I've seen all this stuff.
Yes.
Why would I want to talk to these fools?
Well, and like you just like Bobby's used to like Blake's such a freaking a-hole, man, and you can see where it
Definitely.
comes
That's
from.
That's where it comes
If
from.
anybody's ever willed and dealt with him, they'll realize what kind
so
of deal he is.
Blake and I were I think we were over by Chick-fil-A one time, and we were pulled in there talking to your dad, and he was in his car, his OHP car, and he's in his cruiser, and he said, I don't know what happened. Like we're sitting there talking, and he's like, all right, boys, got to go. Hits the cherries and berries and rolls out, and I don't know what happened. He pulled the dude over, and I was like, this is hilarious, right? But Blake, he ended up making the Oklahoma, I think it was what's the Oklahoma City newspaper? The Oklahoma
Jailbird?
News.
Daily Oklahoma.
Daily Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Blake,
yeah.
Blake makes Daily Oklahoma and the Enid newspaper or whatever. So a dude,
For jailbirds or what?
no, a dude tried running from Blake, like in town. And correct me if I'm wrong. This dude, like, he flipped you off, slapped the hood of your.
No, he slapped that during the pursuit.
Okay, so this guy flips Blake. Blake
He's got
makes the
such
news
a
from this.
vendetta
This
against
dude
a
flipped Blake
game
off.
warden.
This dude flipped Blake off, and I was like, I don't understand the issue.
Well, I can't. There's nothing wrong with that. You
Right.
can flip me off all day
Yeah.
long until you like ride a wheelie away from me, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And
I have
it made
jurisdiction.
my day. So
Yeah, but
Blake made the
know
news
you
for
were like a game warden, not an actual cop, right?
But let me ask
Right.
you
It's
this.
like a doctor dentist thing.
But
You're a dentist. I've got authority.
You're a dentist. But,
You're a dentist.
So game wardens have jurisdiction more than
Yeah.
anybody does, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I've always
So we
heard
have a
that.
federal jurisdiction.
Right.
So can you pull somebody
But-
up for speeding?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can write you a seatbelt ticket.
Dude, I will fight that shit.
If you don't mind getting Gerald when we leave.
I would love to. I'd be like, oh, Gerald.
What do you mean when we
Those weren't
leave?
Cokes.
I've already got a an Uber coming to get me.
Well, we all
Dude,
have.
2 weeks ago, I got a $176 ticket for not blinking when I changed lanes.
Where?
Like your eyes?
Oh, that seems a little excessive.
Especially in Northwest Oklahoma.
$176.
How do you
in
hold your eyes
town.
open so
Yeah, but
long?
what
And I
ti- what
swear
time
to
of
God,
day
I
is
blinked.
this?
I thought I blinked. I didn't say a word. I didn't
take
even.
it, just
I
like, you
didn't
know what?
freak out. I didn't freak out.
Yeah, but
Normally
how
I
many
would
beers
freak
have
out
you
on
had
you
at
like
that
that.
point?
I'm getting older. I'm getting more mature. I
Yeah,
didn't
just
cuss.
take it.
I didn't
Yeah.
say a word to her.
Yeah.
I didn't say a word to this lady that pulled me over.
How do you
in
not
Woodward.
blink for
I
that
just-
long, though, dude?
I got
So,
one.
man,
in
are you
Woodward
sure?
here.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
I
Are you
haven't
like-
had a ticket since I've had one when I was
Yeah,
16.
it was just
No,
like
dude, you
I
don't
was
even
just like
count.
just like
and
that.
I had.
She thought I was on drugs, but it's
Just
just
get
the
out of
fact
here.
that I didn't blink. So she pulled me over and gave me
She thought you was
$176.
drugs.
I've
the same one
been stopped for things that I was like,
pulled
I
me
don't
over
know
for
about
running
that.
a stop sign.
Okay.
And it was my fault. I rolled the stop. I came up. There was nobody within a mile distance, and I did not come to a complete stop. So I take full ownership of that. But I was like, I haven't had a ticket since I was 16 years old, and so she was like, I got to give you a $275 ticket for running a stop sign. I was like,
I did my best. I did my very best. I didn't say a word, which is a big deal for me. Not to talk
if
back.
it's the same one that we both got, she's actually like Nova, and she's really good with the kids at school, and so I'm like, you know what, I'll take this on the chin, and
I did the same thing. I had to eat that one. So.
Yep.
Dude, I've been pulled over more in 1 week than you have in a lifetime. Is that what you're telling me?
Gerald, I'm a good
You're
person.
that lame? Get the hell out of here.
I had friends in low places,
Apparently.
as my hat says, friends in low places. So,
Hey, so speaking of tacos, real quick shout out to Taco Factory.
Oh, that's where we're going.
delightfully
Dude,
chicken
that's a
taco.
great
Gerald,
intro.
this is right up Gerald's
Dude, I
alley.
was actually there today. I
you eat
love
Taco
that
Factory?
place. I love that
So
place.
Taco Factory is awesome, but what's funny is I had some Cajuns here from Louisiana working for me when I worked at my former job, and they're like, "Man, I thought the Taco Factory would be like really good tacos. Like they're amazing
They're
tacos."
fantastic.
You're like the best.
And then they started like talking shit. I was like, "Bro, don't roll the Woodward and shit on Taco Factory."
No.
So that's a good way to get the
Go
shit
straight
beat
to
out
hell.
I
of you.
will straight up fight you on the
Yeah.
streets.
So he's like, the name's Taco Factory. I'm like,
They make tacos.
what the problem is?
Yeah.
And they shit on Taco Factory a little bit. This is the funny thing. I was like, so what did you get? They're like, tacos, because it's in the name. I was like, okay.
I had 3 today. They were great.
So, dude, I love that place. So, anyway, they're like, they shit
their
on the
Cokes are
tacos. They shit on the tacos, but here's the deal with those guys. Those guys carry that Tony Chirachis or whatever.
Tony
Catchers.
Yeah,
Tony
Chatchery.
Catcherside, Tony's
Chitchery.
Swanson. They carry that in their pockets, right?
They need
To-
that slap your mama.
So they carry that stuff in their pockets to season their stuff,
What are you
right?
talking about?
It's a seasoning.
One more.
So they carry that seasoning in their pockets. So I was like, hey, well, y'all go try something else. So they ended up having like burritos or something else, and they ended up loving this place, right? But they talked mad shit at first. So I had to like correct them a little bit. But like, hey,
You had to.
not everything is like seasoned with Cajun where you can't, they don't put Tabasco on everything.
Cajun food's the best, though.
It is the best.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, I do love Cajun food.
I just
But-
like Taco Factory.
Taco Factory is primo.
Dude, you roll to Woodward and you talk shit on Taco Factory. That's a
Someone's
good way
going to
to.
yank you.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Did you
good way
give me
to
their
call some
tacos
shit.
and their Cokes?
I don't know if they're
Cokes?
Cokes, Gerald.
I'm just about that. So if you put black olives on a taco or a
No,
burrito,
What?
no.
God, let's go
Get the
outside.
fuck-
We're
Why would
fighting.
you do
Let's
that?
both do it at the same time.
Bro,
Dude, I will
Is
punch
this
you.
what you want?
Gerald's the one that I'm worried about. I'm not
Still
worried about
punching you in
you.
the
Why are you not worried, dude?
Because he pinched my nipple so hard in New Mexico that it
Because, I mean,
still
look
hurts.
at you. You're not something to be worried
Dude,
about.
I
I'm
humped him.
violent.
I humped him on the ground in New Mexico.
Yeah, but I'm
did.
violent.
on the
though.
trail.
And he
Dude,
You're
also,
violent.
how many shots did I have at that point? 20?
You're stupid,
it was-
dude. You're
it was
dumb.
arguably right around that age.
Yeah.
Around that age.
Yeah.
Hey, this is not such a beautiful beer, girl.
You are so handsome.
Dude, I'm gonna hold
Shake
out.
it. Let's see what you got.
handsome.
I'm gonna hold out for another beer chick.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Handsome individual.
Plus, I just got
What are you-
got a drink.
Okay. Here.
So I get a Bush Light.
Well, that was the last one.
Yeah.
Well, here
I
you
get
can
a
have
Busch
you can have
Latte.
this, Richie.
Yeah, he's got.
Thank you, Blake.
I mean, I just got one.
I didn't.
So
Our beautiful beer chick had just
I can make the clap.
refilled me.
about the trucks.
Okay.
What truck?
Moving on, the C10s.
Yeah.
Did we talk about those?
No, earlier I said I was going to bring that up.
We're talking about
but
tacos and C10s, dude. It
Yeah.
goes hand in hand.
Yeah, no,
it
no.
goes
that-
hand in hand.
If you know
So,
square bodies and tacos, that's how it rolls.
Oh, where am I?
we this last weekend I got to drive Carl Scott's Chevelle in the homecoming parade with Zoe Roberts, Miss Woodward,
Yeah.
Miss Cinderella. It was his Chevelle. Muy caliente.
Muy caliente.
So spicy.
So
cool.
that broke down on Jake when
That's what-
I was
that's what
supposed
Carl
to
was telling
do.
me.
I was supposed to do the Elks drive
Oh, you're
the.
welcome.
I was supposed to drive some old lady.
But
in
you
the
didn't
Elks.
have to.
I overslept.
Yeah. Once in your lifetime.
When's the last time you've overslept? That
Well,
day?
it happened that day because I didn't put it in my calendar, and then I wake up to a text. Jody and I were still in bed at like 9 or 8:30, and I wake up from a text from Gerald like, "Hey, where the fuck are you? You're supposed to have this car here and have this old lady."
Bodie looks very unimpressed with you being in bed at 8:30.
Not that you're in bed at 8:30. The fact that When's the last time you overslept?
Dude, I know.
That's surprising.
But this Becky.
I'm not an oversleep.
No, Becky will vouch because we
Becky would
worked
probably kill me on that one.
We worked the East Gate of the Elks Rodeo. And
Did you wear a hat?
No, I did not wear a hat. So Friday night,
a flat
like
bill.
we stayed late Friday night. We stayed late Thursday night, watched Tyler play. But Friday night we stayed late. We went to the concert, and if I don't put something in my calendar, I forget about it. And I never put that I was supposed to drive Carl's car in the parade. So I wake up to a pissed off text from Gerald that I was supposed to be at the parade at 8:30, and it's like 8:40 with that old lady, the Grandmaster of the Elks. I shouldn't say old lady. That's probably rude. But
I don't think you can call them that.
I don't think you can. I think
I don't think you're supposed to call people Grand Wizards anymore.
Grand Wizard?
Yeah,
That's what he said.
I said Grand
I don't think
Master.
he said
Grand
Grandmaster.
Wizard.
Grand Wizard, I think, is a different thing.
It's a different
It is.
category.
100%.
I was thinking Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking a different Grand Wizard.
yeah. Yeah. Pointy hats. So
That's
you
probably
can't do
needs to
that.
be edited.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut that out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I overslept, and I'm gonna blame Becky. Dude, let's roll into this with the Woodward Elks Rodeo though. Becky is a master. Becky Keln is a master of the East Gate. You fucking want to go out 2 times? Cool. Try to go 3.
That third time she's punching you right in the mouth.
Dude, this chick takes
coming in.
0 shit.
Is it just a quick jab?
Dude,
to the mouth?
she'll punch him right in the mouth.
Yeah.
But
Boom.
it's funny because like Jody and I, this was our first year to help with the East Gate, and we're like, look, like Becky's our go-to. We were helping Gerald because he was supposed to be our guy. No, Becky's our gal. We watched Becky. Becky a couple of times gave me the stamp, so I kind of felt like I had some power. Like you stamp them as they go out. We're like, hey, don't fucking make it a habit. Like this is your last time to go out and grab that shot of that pull of crown.
Yeah.
You know who rules that gate though?
Oh, you only
Becky.
get multiple times to leave? Is that what you're saying?
Becky rules that gate.
That's why you're limiting when they leave.
Iron fist.
Yeah.
She just ruled.
I'm just telling you.
That's all her.
I'm just saying. Jody and I gained a whole new respect for Becky because Becky doesn't take no shit.
None.
And it was like there were several times I wanted to be a dick. I'm like, Becky
will handle it.
Becky. Like I'm not saying shit to them. They're walking. I'm like, adios, guys. You guys come back. See you in a minute.
Skid him.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. And Becky never minded doing it. Like she would just go do it. So
She's
Anyway.
about that life.
She's brutal.
It's like
How do you-
Kamala.
Yeah.
It's like Kamala Harris. You just
right.
give her a little power, she's going to take over.
oh, she's flipping us off. What a sweet,
Can we
what
get
a
an
sweet
applause
soul.
from the crowd?
What a
Do
nice
you guys
lady.
think? Do you guys think that since she started dating Tyler, that she beats him? 'Cause,
I guarantee she holds him
I'm
hostage.
just saying, like, we've all met
7'3",
Tyler, right?
it's not a
One
big
of the
deal.
nicest, most humble people you'll meet, and you see like Tyler will flinch a little bit when Becky comes around, and like he was singing the song and something wasn't good enough, and
She
that
raised
whole-
her hand, and
Yeah.
he's like scared.
We were-
and then
long
Tyler
shots.
hit another note that we didn't know he had.
We were at Long Shots about 2 weeks ago, and Tyler and Becky were there for lunch, and Leland and I were there just like having a beer.
Right.
And Tyler was like, "Hey, do you like? Is it like okay if I stay here and have like one more with them?" And Becky was like, "Just one more," and like
Yeah.
gritted her teeth at him, and he was like, "Yes, ma'am. Like one more. That's it."
Yeah, he was an independent soul prior to
Just-
that.
Not now.
She grabbed his beard like right at the bottom of it too, and was like, "One fucking more."
Yeah, but
like,
you know when you
"Yes,
talk to
ma'am."
him now, Becky speaks for both of them.
Yeah, I'm like, hey Tyler, how are you? She's like, he's fine. What else you got?
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. He's doing awesome. He's pretty busy today though.
So I said, hey Tyler, what song are you going to sing for the podcast? And Becky answered, and I was like, I don't know at what point where I
we
didn't ask.
decided he's gonna sing this one.
It's always we.
Yeah,
though.
we
She's
decided.
never said. She's like, well, I
Have you heard her
decided.
sing? It's
No.
horrible.
Songbird.
It's like ass, is what it is.
Becky sings like ass.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say that to her.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude,
yeah, but I don't have to
Between
sleep with
Fergie
her.
and Jesus.
I'm married, and I know how it is to. You don't say those things to women. They will. My little.
See, I feel like you're taking a page out of Tyler's book. I
My
feel like
little
this is a
Pocahontas.
maturity thing
Also
that we
beaten.
all
Yeah.
learn over time.
Tyler's
little
30 and
Pocahontas
he's more
like
mature
upside
than
my
us.
head.
At a
sometimes.
certain point, when you kind of commit to a thing,
Yeah.
then you start taking just a little bit off. You know what I
You
mean?
lose more of your
You start,
manhood as you
you
get older.
start taking a little bit off until we're all finally going to be 85-year-old
Yeah, but dude,
ladies.
a year from now, Tyler's gonna be a chick.
That's where we're
Man, I'd
headed,
like to
boys.
come out to the bar
we all
tonight
just
with Big
take a
Brother's
little
on.
bit off all the
It's
time.
Thursday night. It's elimination night on Big Brother. So
They just
can't miss it.
slowly grind you down to a point where you're a very congenial, grouchy old turd.
Well, I don't know what. So I met Tyler post Becky. So he was already where he was at now. And we had talked, Tyler and I talked a little bit about
So has she
therapy.
been holding him back?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But Tyler and I talked a little bit about, we had a good conversation one night about therapy and like what that looks like for him. And it was kind of sad to see the decline of where he had gotten from just listening to him talk. It's not something that I knew him.
It was
you know.
all excitement, and then it was.
So you
crying at
got
the end
you
of
got PB and then PB. So pre
Yeah.
Becky, post Becky, and the PB Tyler, the pre Becky Tyler was.
He never knew he had.
electric.
He never knew he had any issues.
He was
He
pretty
didn't, and
electric.
he sounded
He
like
didn't
a
know
good
he had
time.
any issues.
But he's a
and
typical
then
guy. You don't
sometimes
know.
Sometimes
Post-back
it
until
takes
they point it
somebody
out.
to point out what's wrong with you,
Yeah.
and then you got to start working on yourself from inside
Absolutely.
out.
Dude, he's got to get rid of her.
So hold on, maybe. Well, no, listen, maybe Becky was good for him because Becky
Absolutely.
pointed out the issues that
She
Tyler
grounded
had.
him. She grounded him. To
Man, I didn't think about it that way.
a grounding.
I never
It'd take a
thought
lot to
about
ground
it.
that big
Does
son of a
anybody
bitch.
have any like sage we can burn or
all
like
7 foot of him?
I never
feel like
thought.
it'd take about all 5 of us to drown that big.
I
fella.
don't know if we
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah,
He's a,
I
I'm
want to be
I'm
last.
getting on left leg. I got
Yeah.
left leg. That's
Yeah.
all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
Hard. He's
Somebody
I will
can
take it.
somebody can pull right hand, whatever they do. I'm gonna take left.
I'm gonna
ankle.
do right pinky.
I'm just going to stand back and watch you guys get your ass beat.
Yeah.
Is what I'm going to do. I might pull a beard later, maybe.
how's the C10 coming along?
So, dude, the C10's close. Got a call from my dude Garrett Cather. If you guys don't know Garrett, you probably should. Garrett's a
He's
good dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I did get Blake. This is where this is.
I remember the first time I met Blake was you were like,
we were grabbing the C10.
yeah, you're like,
wasn't it?
hey, you want to come with me to Enid? And I was like, yeah, for sure. He was like,
Did you meet
the
this
whole
douche?
way from Woodward to Enid, he was like trying to just like really
Trying to explain you.
He's explaining Blake. He's like, okay, so like, I'm just letting you know,
as
like,
well.
this is how Blake is. So like, don't take offense to him. And I was like,
It's like you're not
you
gonna
don't,
like the
understand-
guy.
you don't know
at
who my
first.
dad is. Like, I'm not gonna take offense to him.
I didn't get that warning when I met you.
I feel like maybe my friends build me up a little bit too much.
No,
I never built you up at all.
You were tearing me down.
No, I wasn't
Yes.
tearing you down either. I was just explaining you.
You're like,
What
hey,
kind of
he
asshole
could
you
be
are.
an asshole.
And
Depends
then-
what mood he's in.
Definitely.
But no, so man, the C10 is Garrett texted me. Actually, he called me right before the podcast. Said he did. He was cranking the C10 over today, so we did the LS swap with the truck North Cam. I'm so stoked about this truck, man.
Garrett's a wizard.
I am a month away, 2 or 3 weeks away of having my LS swap C10 complete, and I'm pretty pumped about that because I bought that from Blake. I bought that from you probably 2 years ago.
2?
It was 2.
It was,
No.
Dude, it was long. Shane Gillis was 2 years ago.
yeah.
It wasn't
that
2 years
was.
ago. Hey, moving on from you talking shit about this.
It was at
The
least,
cab corners are now rusted out of
Yeah.
that C10. That's how long it's
Just
No,
from
it's
sitting
been,
in-
it's been sitting
Just from
inside.
sitting in his shop.
Yeah, but it leaks.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's not. That's why it's rusted out.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
But it's-
You sold him
Garrett's
that
working
big
on
of a
it.
piece
He's
of
got it
shit. Is
cranked
what
out
happened.
Yeah. I saw him coming.
Yeah.
I filled it full of foam.
No, dude, I feel that because I got a Jeep from you. I feel the same way.
Here's the
That
thing,
Jeep
dude.
was a mint.
If you buy a vehicle from Blake, you just know
Just
Blake
back
got.
off.
Well,
You
no,
don't
Blake
want
got the better deal. If you buy a vehicle from Blake, period, Blake got the
If
better
you buy
deal.
a Blake
Yeah.
from if you buy a Blake,
Hey, my buddy.
if you buy a vehicle from anyone,
Enid's gonna come check out your vehicle. His name's Blake Cottrell.
Bro, thank you, dude. So we're about to wrap this podcast up, but I do want to tell you, and I think we talked about this. I'm on my boat, and Austin was there. I'm floating in the middle of Fort Supply Lake. This dude posts this 87 K20, and
whatever happened to that?
okay, I'm about to tell you what happened to that. You fucking happened to that, Blake. So said guy, I'm like, hey, dude. He posted this beautiful K20 bone stock
Beautiful.
for it really was. It was a nice truck for $6,500. And I said, hey, I I'll give you $6,000 cash for that.
Dude, it's probably like 5 of them that week.
No, it was awesome. It was a badass truck. Long bed K20, 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive, right? So I said, hey,
short bed.
I said, I can have my buddy Blake there within an hour with cash. So I text you, was like, hey, Blake, you got $6,500 cash. And you're like, yeah. So I text that student, I was like, hey, my buddy Blake can be there within an hour with the cash. Cause he said on his Facebook ad, he's like, no offers without cash in hand in person.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't get there in time. So like, hey, my buddy Blake can be there within an hour with cash. I offered him 6. And he said, I would take that. But he said, he's like, who's your friend? I was like, he's from Enid. He's a game warden over there. And he said, does he sell firewood? And I was like, yeah, same guy.
Oh,
and he
price
said,
doubled.
no, this is where it got bad. He said, I went there one time to buy wheels from him. And he said, I walk up to his shop and I go to talk to him and he's busy servicing his lawnmowers. And he told me it's going to be a little bit.
And Blake's a dick.
No, Blake was a dick.
Yeah,
and he
imagine
said,
that.
this is where the one time being friends with a game warden or a cop doesn't play in your favor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This dude's one experience with Blake. Blake was such a dick to him.
I don't think I was even there when that happened.
Well, I think you
my
were.
employees were working on the mowers and they were
I
waiting
will
on me to
say
clear.
everything he
That's what
said.
it was.
Everything he said sounded like you. I was like, he was there. That was him.
Because if I was going to sell something to somebody, why would I not?
No, I understand.
Just
and I,
go
and I
get his
get that.
money and then go
because
back to work.
you've always been the type that MOB, right? Money over bitches. Right?
100%.
So, but I will say that
Double
when
saying for
he said that he would not sell me this truck now. I lost
Because
out on
you were
this
friends
truck
with him.
because I was friends with you, and I was like, we're in the
And it was a clean.
babe. We were in the middle of the boat in the middle of Fort Spotlight.
I feel like you guys are embellishing
No,
how
I'm serious.
nice this piece
I
of shit
remember-
was.
I'm freaking
No,
out.
this truck was nice.
I'm
It was
freaking
pretty
out
funny.
about how nice this 80. It's an 87, dude. It's a fuel.
Yeah,
it's a
it
TBI.
was so nice. It was for sale 2 weeks later when I saw it and thought,
wasn't.
I wonder whatever happened.
It
Why
wasn't.
didn't Richard have me?
He
go get
sold
that?
it. It sold that night. Being friends with you ruined my chances of getting that badass.
Well, being friends
K20.
with me saved your life at Canton too.
Dude, I also bought a Jeep from him, and that negotiation process sucked.
There is no negotiation.
I
It
didn't
is
wanna
what it
do-
is.
There was pretty much.
You know
was
the
not.
worst part about
And the
that.
second time I tried to buy it back, I was like, "Well, fuck, I don't."
On
like
Christmas
that.
Day.
The worst part about the negotiation process was I didn't need to be in that
Was
group
that
text.
Peyton's Jeep?
Yeah.
I was so annoyed with that group text because like I don't know at what point I still need to be involved in this,
Yeah, no, we threw Richard into it.
but I never
so,
could get
We
out
should
of it.
bring that back.
So Richard could help with
No.
the negotiation on the Jeep.
No,
that I bought
hey,
from-
let's wrap this podcast. up.
Yes.
Okay.
This
So-
is getting fun.
We can go further. further.
because Blake, you've ruined
Blake's
several
being an
people's
asshole.
lives.
Easy.
I could own a badass 87
Yeah, but between the
TBI
three of us-
K20 right now.
But I probably saved you from a rat's nest wiring bullshit.
Yeah.
It seemed really nice.
That you
on
would
the
have to have
interweb.
Garrett
He's
straighten
very
out.
meticulous about his stuff.
Hey, Richie,
so-
why don't you
Yes.
tell us what your goals are for this podcast going
Yes.
forward? Like, what's
Oh,
the
that's a good-
what's
See,
the
yeah.
idea of this? Like, this is number 100. What's 200 going to look like? What are
Will
you
you
going to
have
do?
Trump on here by
going
200?
from here on out?
I do think that I've got. No, for real. I do think that. So episode 100 took 5.5 years
Right.
to get there.
That's an accomplishment.
I was
mean,
actually knocking out. At one time, I was knocking out one every 2 weeks. I had some where I'd had two in a week. Not
Are you counting
not
the ones you did by yourself?
Yeah, exactly. No, for real though, that's what it was. But, man, I don't know, Bo. Like I've never had a desire to be monetized. I do have sponsors now, which is different than monetized. And monetized means you're monetized through.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's kind of
listens
the
and
goal.
downloads.
It's,
It is,
it's
but-
not your goal, but it isn't a goal.
Yeah, but it's never been a goal of mine to be monetized. Kent
Be like in
Waddell-
music. It's like, I just want to put out the best product I possibly
Exactly,
can.
like you
If
and
whatever
Tyler.
comes to me, comes to
Right,
me.
yeah.
You know, I want to be honest and I want to write the best songs that I can write.
Otherwise,
you
I'm
know,
cold
blah,
to
blah,
wall
blah,
working on
blah.
this ranch.
He wants to put on the best
right.
show he can, whatever happens
Sure.
with that going forward.
100%.
So Kent
It's just a
Waddell
blessing from
with,
then on out because you're doing something you want to do anyway.
Yeah, I love it, and I've always loved it. But Kent with Speed Bump Garage, Kent's one of my best friends too, and Kent pushed me to try to get monetization as far as like reaching out to local sponsors, and I did it, and it worked. Same with this episode, Bear Pines Entertainment, another sponsor of this episode, the last sponsor, Leo Davis, awesome dude, does DJ service for Northwest Oklahoma, really for anywhere, but Bear Pines Entertainment reached out to me as well.
Those guys are always busy.
No, they are, and Leo's a good dude, and he's done a lot of cool stuff, but it's funny because I wasn't going to do an episode sponsor, and it helped pay for, help pay for Studio Creative and what these guys are doing for us too. But so as far as looking forward, man, I never had a goal to be monetized, and I still don't. And when I say monetization, I mean through your podcast host, right? You got to have so many downloads per episode.
YouTube, whatever it is.
Exactly. So same scenario. I don't have a goal for that, but I do have a goal to keep plugging away at this. And I will tell you right now, I'm good with 300 to 400 downloads an episode. I will always be content with that. So,
And that's a lot for
But
our area.
that's downloads, not plays.
Right. That's the ton for.
But again, I don't know.
That's really good.
I think it's okay, but I don't have any aspirations. This is the cool thing is I can go on to my podcast host, and I can look at where all these podcasts have been downloaded. And this is the cool thing. So I worked at a chemical plant for 15 years and met a lot of cool people there. But you can see this podcast is downloaded from Florida, Louisiana, Texas,
Mississippi.
Montana, Mississippi, Maine.
Is that
It's-
directly related to that?
And I have a couple
or-
in Australia. I don't know. Like some are for sure, but it's just neat to
Can you see minutes
see
watched?
Tyler Wilhelm do amateur iron drop his phone. But no, for real though, it's all over the United States.
That's cool.
But I have to answer your question, Bo, I don't have a goal for episode 200.
You have to have a goal.
I do know. No, I don't have
Yeah,
one. I
you
do
do.
know that I want to keep doing it. And I
Sure.
see episode 200 being quicker than episode 100. I don't
Well,
see
that's a
episode
goal.
200 taking.
So you plan on getting rid of some friends.
here's
is what
the-
happens.
Here's what I think the awesome thing about Shopping Cart Mafia is. You get to have conversations with people that you want to talk to.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it makes the excuse to do it. It makes the excuse for Blake to drive from Enid to come over here and hang out.
Dude,
it gives Gerald and Austin time to come hang out and have conversations that you might or might not have, and you make the time and
Yeah.
you do it, and you
Yep.
do it every week, and it gives you the opportunity to talk to your friends, hang out.
We are
Oh,
missing this as a
Enjoy
whole
it.
society.
Absolutely.
We went right into COVID, everybody being weird and separated, and we never got back to this.
No.
Before COVID, it was our phones. You're addicted to your phone. You get into COVID, now you're more addicted to your phone. Dude, I'm the world's
Oh,
worst
yeah.
about it.
Dude, we're all tied to our phones.
Yeah.
Like I get those, those once a week things. Like you spent this many hours
Yeah,
a day on
your
your phone. Like
screen time.
Jesus
It's
Christ, how did I
embarrassing.
do that?
It's
Like,
embarrassing.
Right.
when
How
you-
does that ever happen?
7 hours a day.
I haven't looked at my
exactly what I'm
phone not
thinking,
one
too.
time
That's it.
sitting here.
That's
Like,
what,
Just
Yeah.
sit around with some friends and some
Yeah.
guys. And
This
have,
is the- this
have a
is what
couple
the new
drinks and
coffee shop
visit and
is.
Talk.
Yep.
It's our band practice. It's like Panhandle
100%.
Dirt's probably never going to be a huge band that a lot of people are going to know about. But every week, when we can, we get together and we practice.
Dude, you
we,
put effort
we get
into
to,
it?
We get to scream into a microphone. We get to go play songs at different places. We have
Sure.
a great time doing it. I love it. It's
your
It's
outlet.
the same thing. It's an
One thing-
outlet. It's an outlet, and it's good for people, and people enjoy it. And
Yep.
even if it's your local people that enjoy it,
Good enough.
that's
we all
good
need-
enough.
We all need communication. That's what like Gerald said the first time we went to Red River. It was like, he was just like, the one thing I want everybody to take back is put your phone down. Like, put your phone down.
Put
and
that son of a bitch away.
Have communication. Have this talk. Like these communications, these talks, these like whether it's good, bad, ugly,
Yeah,
whatever it is. Like have the talks with people.
Yeah.
And just like
Did
look
he
each
say
other in
that
the
while
eyes.
drinking Fireball and
No,
McGillicuddy's?
it's
Dude, I go through a
That was
lot
the
of
first-
it on those
That was
trips.
the first day whenever I was dying.
It's
and
cold.
You were dying.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay warm.
Gerald was trying to take care of
you're
me,
not-
but yeah, we all
When
just
do you
need to
get this
communicate.
conversation outside of
Yeah.
It says
this?
text and it's so informal. It's very informal.
Like when do you sit down and talk to somebody?
Well, if you don't
No,
make
not
the
very
time, it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Fact.
If you don't make
You
the
get
time, you
I
sit
get
down.
so
and do it.
busy working,
Yep.
doing other things.
But his work, like,
Do
work's
you guys-
obviously important.
You guys want to get into politics and religion?
No, we don't.
I'm just
Not
fucking
at
with you.
all.
Hey, so let's
Not at
wrap
all.
this bitch up. So,
it.
hey, Shopping Cart Mafia podcast, episode 100. Thanks so much to my dude Gerald Newby, Blake Cottrell, Bowdy Peach, Austin Helm,
Cheers.
Austin Samsonite. I got a
We can
Bush.
actually see it right here this time.
I got a Bush latte.
I got a
Cheers,
Coca-Cola
boys.
ish stone.
Thanks to my gal Jody for supplying the
Jody,
The
thank you very
waitressing.
much.
Jody's awesome.
She looks beautiful as always.
Studio creation.
Yes. So thank you to Tyler
It's
Wilhelm
creative.
and Becky Kelm for being our
Creative.
crowd and our clap. Hey, applause, guys.
Applause, please.
Hey, what kind of schedule, Bodie? What kind of schedule do you have coming up? Do you know?
Man, we're just doing some private stuff. We're going to be back in the studio. The song that I recorded has yet, or the song I played tonight has yet to be recorded.
That's
so
awesome.
I want to put a few of those. I've got 6 or 8 that I want to put down. I don't know if we'll do it full band or if we'll do it acoustic. But that's kind of the main thing we're going to be working on. Then we've got some shows booked coming after the first of the year. We'll be at the Patriot before the end of the year. We just hadn't settled a date on there, and probably a few other little small stuff. And then we do have some private stuff that we're doing before the end of the year. But mainly just working on creating music right now.
No, that sounds great.
Absolutely.
What
100 miles
about
was great.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was
It was
great.
what
So-
about Tyler? Tyler, have anything coming up
So
anytime soon?
we're gonna share
Richie,
some of
you know
Tyler's
that?
stuff. We will share the Tyler Wilhelm band stuff coming up. So everybody's kind of slow season at the end of the year. So they're
Yeah.
gonna kick back off first of the
Family
year.
time.
So we will share Panhandle Dirt stuff and Tyler Wilhelm stuff on the Shopping Cart Mafia podcast Facebook page. Anyway, man, thanks to Studio Creative. We appreciate Nathan and Keith so much for hanging out with us.
Man, those guys did an awesome
This
job.
is so
Big
much
round of
better.
applause.
Applause for Studio Creative.
Richard usually just shoves us in a room, and this
Yeah.
is so
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And then
Yeah.
dudes
I'm like,
just
hey guys, come
climbing
in my
on us.
closet. We're gonna record.
Yeah.
And he wears those weird glasses.
And we
This
got a
place is
dog
so
jumping on
nice.
us the whole time.
No, it's a cool place.
Between
so.
all the atmosphere in here, you got the different screens if you need that or whatever. But just the atmosphere alone
It's
with
bringing life
the
to
mics, the couch,
downtown.
casting couch, if you will.
It's not.
We won't.
It's not black.
so
We're not going there, but yeah, it's great.
so Studio Creative, man, awesome place. You can find them on Facebook. We will absolutely share their stuff on the podcast where you can see the link to their stuff. They are an awesome space here in Woodward, Oklahoma for photographers, for content creation, podcasts. One of the cool things, too, that they offer that people really don't understand is on your content creation side, they can absolutely video your stuff. They can create you a ton of reels. You can sit here for an hour and have 50 reels. They have everything from A to Z when it comes to you're basically creating your content and your brand.
Dude, I love
Branding
Nathan,
is
tell me
huge.
if I'm not wrong, but can't you guys, if you have a musician here in town that would like to come record one of his, original songs or her
Solo.
original songs, or would like accompaniment,
Yep, they can do it.
You guys can help with the accompaniment side of it too, because I know you're a great musician, and your wife and family all are. So I'm sure you could probably facilitate some of that stuff too as well, right?
Do whatever.
Yeah.
They can do it all.
So
and I watched a video today, BTRX. I know they spent a lot of time going and doing things, whatever. It looked like a actual movie, just a video that Nathan helped produce or whatever he did on it. It's freaking awesome.
yeah. So
It looked legit.
more stuff to come from Studio Creative Story Co. I'm not gonna name drop some stuff that they got going right now, but I will tell you right now they got some they have some badass stuff coming. Watch some stuff today with Nathan. So anyway, thank you guys so much for coming to episode 100 of the Shopping Cart Mafia podcast. Love you, dudes.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
Thank
go
you.
eat some grub and have some beers.
Enjoy the
Let's
shit.
do
out of it.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna eat.
Appreciate it.
I'm starving.
Let's go.
All right, let's
Ready?
go.
Richard, bye. We're
right.
in.
Let's go.